beonair.com. That's beonair.com to learn how to get started.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
Not many people can say that they love their career, but I certainly do. I like helping the next generation of broadcasters discover their passion. How do you discover yours? Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. Get hands-on training on air and behind the scenes. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your career in 1 year. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So why waste another minute in a career that you don't love? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. Go to the website right now, beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
¿Quieres tener un trabajo en algo que te encante, es divertido y conozcas muchas personas? El Illinois Media School tiene muchas cosas increíbles que ofrecer. No solo hacer segmentos de audio al aire y usar equipos de cámara, incluso puedes tener tu propio show de radio o televisión y ser exitoso. Este programa especial te da el camino rápido a entrenar en la industria y puedes tener tu propio show en solo semanas. Illinois Media School. Llama al 630-916-1700 o visita beonair.com/Lombard y empieza tu carrera en broadcasting ya.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Welcome to Chicago Eagles football here on SportsTownChicago.com and the Illinois Media School Network. I'm Nick Burzik along with Aaron Ruiz here in you for this evening action. And Aaron, let's start out by talking a little bit about the last game. The Eagles coming out with their first victory in franchise history, a 40-37 victory.
Oh, wow, that sounds great right there.
And then you come into tonight, the Eagles will take on the Omaha Beef. The Eagles, as we mentioned, the first victory in franchise history. The Omaha Beef actually are the self-proclaimed oldest indoor football team in the United States of America. So really kind of a contrasting styles here with obviously a brand new team in the Eagles going up against, like I said, the oldest indoor football team in the United States in the Omaha Beef.
Yeah, sounds good so far.
And like I mentioned this evening, the Chicago Eagles got to be feeling good coming off their first victory in franchise history. Talk a little about the game 2 weeks ago with the Eagles getting a touchdown pass with just over 15 seconds left to come out with the 40-37 victory.
Oh.
And right now we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Danielle, with the keys to the game.
Thanks, guys. The Eagles are coming off of a well-deserved bye week last week after they got their first win of the season. I got to talk to head coach Tim Arvanitis, and he shared me with a couple 3 games of the game. He would like to minimize the penalties. 2, he would like to deliver a knockout punch. And lastly, he would like to start fast and finish faster. If the Eagles can manage all 3 things, we can have a very successful game, and we can witness yet another victory. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, and back up here in the booth, Ben Fonseca is joining us now. Ben, you were here announcing the last Eagles game. Talk a little bit about what you saw from the Eagles in picking up their first franchise victory.
Definitely a lot of excitement going on out here. It was a great win. It sparked something that might be able to they can build on. Something that they can build on. It's a franchise team. It's a starting off team, and they're going to build upon their wins and their last week's win, or I should say 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely. And we see here one of the large defensive plays of the game with Deontay Ball forcing the fumble and Kelvin Gant picking up and returning it for a touchdown.
Yeah, as you see right here, basically a big hit, and then they pick up the fumble. This is just showing how stout their defense has been and how well their defense has been playing. Their defense has been playing excellent to actually be still in the game. They're not losing by much in the games that they did lose. They didn't lose by much.
Absolutely. Now, when you're talking arena football, as we are today, normally offense is going to rule king in arena football. You're going to see a lot of points scored, and it's no different today. And the 40 points obviously put up in the victory by the Eagles is a key to victory, as you can see here with one of Calvin Phillips' 3 touchdown runs on the day.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips is a monster, especially he leads this team in touchdowns, so he's definitely doing big things here. And the Eagles are glad to have him. He is the workhorse for the Eagles, other than quarterback Ionati, as we see right here. He's starting to begin to trust his receivers. Excuse me, sorry, got a little tongue-tied there. But he's starting to trust his receivers, and he's starting to, throw the ball up and let them make a play on it. Especially what happened as our last play, and I think this is the replay.
That's actually Phillips' long touchdown run.
Oh, yeah, this is their workhorse right here. And this is a great run. This just shows and proves how much of a workhorse he is.
And then, as you mentioned here, obviously the big play of the game, the touchdown pass with just over 20 seconds to go, throwing it, hitting Jordan Boykin with just a fantastic catch despite being interfered with.
And this is just going back to what I was saying before. This is just trust that he's having with his receivers, and he's starting to build confidence with his receivers so he can end up throwing the ball out and making sure that they can make plays. And great pump fake right there. It was all set up by the pump fake by Ionati, and he's starting to develop that chemistry with his receivers, and definitely we want to see them build upon that as they go further.
Absolutely. And then kind of transitioning into today's game, as you mentioned, the Eagles trying to ride the momentum off their first franchise victory, facing off against the Omaha Beef, who are 2-2 as well in the Northern Division. Really, their game revolves around their quarterback, Joshua Floyd Jr., leads the team obviously in passing as a quarterback, but he also leads them in rushing.
Yeah, it seems like Joshua Floyd does a lot for them, and he's kind of their workhorse. He's kind of their Calvin Phillips, and it seems like he does a lot for them. He throws the ball, he rushes, and he's just their overall natural offensive player. And if the Eagles can get a stop or get a hold on him, hey, we'll be great.
Absolutely, and you can see some spectacular defense by the Eagles right there.
Exactly.
Just how they drew it up.
Yeah, and you know what? That's kind of dealing with the snap count. There was a little bit of nervous, and when you're rushing, exactly, and when you start rushing a quarterback and you start getting to the quarterback, you got your linemen that are gonna, they're not gonna get the snap off like they normally would because they're feeling that pressure. So once you start building up that pressure and getting that pressure, things start to happen and things start to go wrong when you start getting pressure on the quarterback.
Absolutely. And we heard Danielle's keys to the game. Ben, really, what are you looking forward from the Eagles tonight? See if they can't put 2 victories back-to-back together.
I'm looking forward to seeing their offense continue to grow. This is a brand new team, a brand new expansion team, and I'm trying to see their offense and continue to grow and continue to build on what they had, 2 weeks ago. Also, this is the start of a brand new season. The last, beginning of the season, a clean slate. Let's wipe it away. Let's brush it off, and let's move on, and try to get some more victories here.
Absolutely, and it appears the Eagles are getting ready to take the field here at the UIC Pavilion. And Ben, talk a little bit about Calvin Phillips. He's really the workhorse for this team. It's weird when you watch the higher level of arena football, it's usually pass. But here with the Eagles, it appears that their offense is really based around Calvin Phillips. And I was watching a replay of the broadcast from 2 weeks ago, and we talked about how last week the defense really geared to stop Calvin Phillips, which isn't really something you see too much in arena football.
No, and you don't. But you know what? The thing with Calvin Phillips is that he keeps the wheels turning. He keeps the legs moving, and that's what you need with Calvin Phillips. That's what you need with any running back. And any running back in any kind of football, you need you to keep the legs moving, keep the legs turning. That's why coaches say it's so important to keep your legs moving. Keep your legs moving. Don't stop moving until you hear the whistle.
And then we mentioned his name a little earlier when we look at the highlights from the Eagles' victory 2 weeks ago. Talk a little bit about Deontay Ball, making his first career appearance last week with the Eagles. Ended the game with 12 tackles, had 2 forced fumbles, 1 which was returned for a touchdown, like I said, as we saw in the highlights.
Well, he's huge. I mean, he's stepping up right at the beginning, and he's coming out of it. And basically, like you're saying, coming out of nowhere. And now he's starting to step up, and he's kind of what the defense needed, that little spark in the armor, or that spark in the arm. and they kind of needed that so they can continue to grow as a defense. And like I said, this is a brand new team on both sides, offensively and defensively. There's going to be a lot of mistakes, but you got to learn and you got to grow from the mistakes and continue to try to pick up victories here.
Absolutely. Then finally, just talk a little bit about the play of Jordan Boykin. Obviously, with the touchdown catch with just over 20 seconds ago. But as you mentioned, as we're seeing the highlights, really Boykin and all the wide receivers and Ian Ionati starting to gel a little bit.
Yeah, and that's going to take time, and that's like any kind of franchise or any kind of new franchise out there. They're going to start to build, they're going to start to grow, and they're going to start to build on that chemistry that they've had. And it takes kind of a few practices. It takes some time to build that chemistry, and they got time, and hopefully they have developed that chemistry. We'll see. I look forward to seeing that tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely, and as I mentioned, the Eagles starters being introduced here this evening in anticipation of their game with the Omaha Beef. Kickoff coming your way in just a few minutes here on SportsTownChicago.com. Now, after watching the game last week, I think if you want to look at one downside despite the victory last week, they had some real issues with the snaps last week. So really, that's something that coach wants to get cleaned up heading into this matchup today.
Yeah, I mean, the snaps were kind of sloppy, but it goes back to the fact that they're a new franchise team. And you're going to have those kind of mistakes. But the thing is, you got to limit them in key situations. So, like in key situations, when you're in the red zone, you don't want to have a mistake like that of mishandling the ball when you're in the red zone, because now that pushes you back, or worse, you get a turnover there.
True. Yeah. Absolutely right. And as I mentioned ago, the starters still being introduced here for the Chicago Eagles. We will have your starters momentarily as the officials actually come out on the field as well. And you mentioned earlier, before we came on the air, actually, that the Eagles have a few road games coming up. So you're looking at a 1-3 start. Obviously, one of those losses was an overtime loss. So you mentioned how they've been in close game. They just haven't been able to close. And you look at it with the road games coming up. There's really one a game you get tonight. You get to 2-3 and try to, as we've mentioned all pregame show, get some momentum going heading onto the road.
Yeah, they want to go on the road with a positive win. I mean, there are negative wins. Things can't go right and you have all kinds of mistakes. So you definitely want to get a win, first of all, and you want to get a positive win. And what I mean by that is you want to get things that are going in your favor, things that you already see growing and starting to develop as far as like chemistry with the receiver, quarterback, defense, not making as many mistakes and penalties, just things like that and things of that nature.
And then Anthony Ionati didn't start the season with the Eagles. Didn't play in the first couple of games, but he's really come on here the last few games, obviously throwing that touchdown pass to lead him to victory in their last game. Let's talk a little bit about how Anthony's played lately and how he's been progressing, as you mentioned, with his wide receivers.
Yeah, Anthony is starting to develop, and you know what? He's leading the team in total offense. He's leading the team in total offense, which is great for him. And, I mean, he can run, and that's something that a lot of teams kind of snooze on, that they didn't really realize that how much he could run and how much he could use his legs in the scheme of the offense. So right now, I mean, Ionati, the sky's the limit. He's starting to so he's starting to develop that chemistry with his receivers, and I think, we're going to see a great future between him and his receivers.
Yeah, I think last week watching the game, one of the things I was surprised about was how well that he can run the ball. And you mentioned it last week, when teams' defense are keying on Calvin Phillips in the run game, Ionati is somebody who can loosen up those, kind of spread them out, and you have the quarterback run, and then you really have Phillips as an extra blocker.
Yeah, and you don't need to use him as a passer. You can use him as a runner as well. So that's huge, especially in indoor football.
What's up?
Absolutely. I think we're about to throw it down for the national anthem here at the UIC Pavilion, with kickoff coming your way in just a couple minutes.
At this time, fans, please rise and remove your hats. Today we have a special treat as Harvard Billard will be playing God Bless America. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your hands as we honor America and the men and women serving our country at home and overseas with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner and singing tonight's national anthem is First Skies.
And we're back live here on SportsTownChicago.com and the Illinois Media School Broadcast Network, getting ready for Chicago Eagles football. And I'll tell you what, gentlemen, that was the best violin rendition of God Bless America I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was. It was actually pretty entertaining.
Back here, Nick Burzik here with Ben Fonseca and Aaron Ruiz, getting ready for kickoff here in about 5 or so minutes. And gentlemen, I think kind of the key we've talked about this afternoon is just kind of running that momentum coming off the last game. Yes, we have the pregame prayer.
Yeah, we have a pregame prayer.
To be here as well. I ask that you watch over us tonight and keep us protected. That everyone in attendance have a safe travel back home after the game. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Back in here, like I mentioned, just trying to ride the wave of the momentum from the last game, getting your first victory in franchise history, see if you can't carry that over to this evening. That's an Omaha Beef team that, as you've kind of talked about, has a little bit more experience than the Eagles do.
Yeah, they do have a little bit more experience, but this the Eagles team is starting to come in and starting to gel together, so they should be able to pull off the win here. As far as stats go, on paper, the Eagles should be really undefeated. I mean, they're really leading all their teams in statistical categories. They're basically, doing real good. So, I mean, it's just a misfortunes.
You talked about it off there a little bit. Yeah. It was just making key errors in key situations.
Exactly.
Really, all 4 of their games could have gone either way down to the wire at this point. And so it's just trying to make the key play late in games.
And that's definitely making the key play and trying to, not having a mistake that's going to be so crucial that you can't recover from it. And, I mean, there's going to be mistakes, but you got to know how to recover from it, and you got to know how to work through it and move on and, basically brush it off. And that's what they're trying to do with this 1-3 start that they have. And, they're going to try to, brush that off and put that to the side and move on forward.
Absolutely. The captain's coming to, I shouldn't say the 50-yard line, the 25-yard line.
Yeah, right.
Midfield for the coin toss here at the UIC Pavilion. Everybody giving each other love.
Yeah, right.
And talk a little bit about, we talked about Joshua Floyd Jr., the Beef's quarterback. You look at him this year, not only does he lead him in passing, averaging 145 yards a game, good for 580 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's also gained 205 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. So he really is the definition of a dual threat. So if the Eagles do want to come out here with a victory, obviously stopping the quarterback for the Beef is going to be a key.
Yeah, and their defense, I think their defense can stop the quarterback for the Beef, but they just got to stay disciplined and stay at their lanes and stay on their keys because, one, don't try to do too much. You know, and that's one of the things that we were saying off air at the beginning is don't try to do too much and try to do just what you know how to do and do your job. Basically, that's what it comes down to.
Absolutely, and it appears the Eagles have won the coin toss, and they will defer to the second half, meaning the Beef will be on the offense, will be on the field to start the game, and we get a good look. We're going to get a good look at that quarterback, Joshua Floyd Jr., and the Eagles' plan of attack to stop him right off the bat here.
Yeah, I'm a little excited to see how this is going to come out. And like Coach Ioannidis was saying, that they need a fast start. They need to get a fast start, even a faster start than they had last game. So it's going to be interesting. I'm a little excited for this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it should be a good time. Yeah. I was getting indoor football going. Obviously going to be high scoring. As you mentioned, all the Eagles games have been close, so it should be a highly competitive game.
Yes, definitely. It should be.
And the officials are spreading out right now. The Eagles lined up in their own goal line, getting ready to kick the ball off. Having the kickoff today will be David Thomas for the Eagles. He'll be kicking deep to the Beef. And we'll see. I know during last week's game, those speakers at midfield were an issue with kickoffs hitting them. So it should be interesting to see if they go with the squib kick or if they try to kick it deep and take their chances with the low-hanging ceiling here.
I mean, you want to kind of take your chances of doing the squib because what happens, especially here, is when you get it up in the air and you elevate it, you hit against the roof or the ceiling, and there's a lot of barriers up on the ceiling.
Yeah, for those of you who have never been to the UIC Pavilion, it is not a very high ceiling whatsoever. It is not Jerry World down in Dallas. It's a low-hanging ceiling, and you add those speakers, and I'm telling you, those speakers can't be more than 30 or 40 feet in the air, so anytime you're kicking it, those are obviously going to come into play.
Yeah, they're going to come into play, and you don't want the kickoff to start off at the 15,
Yeah, obviously the short field here in arena football, you let them start at the 25, you're making it shorter. And we are about ready for the toe to hit the leather here with Chicago Eagles football on SportsTownChicago.com. It should be a good one. I know I'm looking forward to it as much as my two broadcast partners are right now as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this. I'm excited off their win. So
absolutely, I think that the Eagles are excited as well.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, number 11, David Thomas is going to kick it off for the Eagles, and it looks like back to return for the Beef is. I'll tell you 1 second. I can look at his number. I believe it's Maurice Young and Jeremiah Oates, but I could be wrong. That's who was returned. It's actually, it's number 3, Jeff Mack is back there, the running back out of CW Post. And he does have a dual return man back there. And we'll see, as you mentioned, we'll see if they even get a chance to return it with as many moon balls as we saw last week.
Yeah, I wonder what the plan attack is here.
And we are underway at the UIC Pavilion. He didn't squib it, but he did get it down there. Picked up on the short hop by number 15, A.J. Downs. And Downs got a really good gain all the way into Eagles territory to about the 22-yard line.
Good run right there. Good run. But that's kind of the start that the special teams didn't want to see. The Eagles kind of wanted to back them up, but let's see what their defense comes out with. So it's going to be real interesting.
Absolutely, and Joshua Floyd Jr. does leave his Beef offense up there. And we can see the Eagles starting defensive lineup here at the UIC Pavilion. As you can see, the linebackers, Kevin Morris, Chris Muhammad, Anthony Hughes, and Tyler Pierce. And the defensive line of Maurice Walton.
The boss.
Yes,
the boss.
I was told that I had to call Maurice Walton the boss.
Yeah.
So Maurice
we'll
the boss
give you a pass
Walton.
today.
And Joshua Floyd takes a shotgun snap. It's a read option, and he keeps it for about 4 yards down to the Eagles' 18-yard line. As you mentioned, the dual threat coming right out of the gate with a little read option.
Yeah, and that's good by the defense to stop that because that kind of had me fooled as well. So good way for the defense to stay disciplined and stay in their lanes and make the stop here.
As you can see on the replay on here, the read option is simple of a play as you'll get in football. Just reading the end crashing down and trying to, and he kept it himself, although I believe that was a replay from last week's game.
Yeah, that's a replay from, that's when he got hit.
Absolutely, one of the turnovers that the Eagles defense was able to force. Again, Young with the shotgun snap, 2 wide receivers in motion. A little screen pass to Maurice Young. Nice gain for a first down up to the 10-yard line before being hammered out of bounds.
That's one thing about arena football. You got a defender that's coming to hit you, and you got a guardrail that's coming to hit you as well.
Absolutely,
using dual action.
The sideline as an opposite, as another defender, literally there, as they really did some damage to the far side boards. First and goal here for the Beef early on, just over a minute into this game. Eagles looking to get a big red zone stop. Like I said early on, just barely over a minute.
Yeah, they kind of want to get a stop here. They don't want to start off like this at all.
Little jet sweep action to Jeremiah Oates. Not a whole lot there. Got maybe 2 or 3 yards at most. Actually, looks like it was only a gain of 1 before being, again, slammed into the end boards.
Yeah, it's just, if we look at the replay, it's just a sweep right here. If we let it go, there we go. And basically it's just a sweep, a wide receiver sweep. So that's the interesting thing about indoor football. A wide receiver sweep is used here a lot. You have the wide receiver that comes behind the quarterback. He gets the ball and he ends up going out for a sweep and trying to string along the offensive line to get a couple yards there.
Jeff Mack lined up next to Joshua Floyd Jr. in the backfield. 2 wide receivers in motion. Floyd with a little bit of a QB draw. Got some room to the outside, but he's, again, shoved out of bounds.
What a hit right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to about the 5-yard line. Really nice hit out of bounds there by number 18, Chris Muhammad, forcing him out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good hit right there. Good way to use the boards.
So big play coming up here for the Beef early on. 3rd and goal here, just over two and a half minutes into the game. Obviously, 3rd and goal here with the small goalpost. Quite possibly 4-down territory here early on for the Omaha Beef.
Yeah, it all depends on what they're looking for. If they're trying to make a statement, I think they do go for the touchdown. If they're trying to just, put points on the board, they'll just go for the field goal. But like you're saying, the small goalpost makes a huge difference in indoor football.
Floyd with Mack lined up against him in the backfield. Floyd takes the snap, looking to throw, and he will be sacked by number 49, Leon Mackey. There is a flag on the play, however. Looked like the Eagles may have got a little bit of an early start.
Yeah, it might be that, but looked like it was in the backfield or the defensive backfield.
It looks like the big center for the Beef, which seems fitting with their name, appears to be thinking it's on the Eagles as well.
Yeah, great defensive play right there. It's too bad that
the dreaded illegal defense.
Yeah.
So it is not an automatic first down, though, so it's still 3rd and goal here coming up for the Beef from about the 2.5-yard line.
But, I mean, it negates a huge stop by the defense right there because you have them pushed back. They even lost yardage, so it would have made the field goal even tougher to make from there, and it would have been even more tougher to make the touchdown as well.
And I think on 3rd and goal with the legs of Joshua Floyd Jr., I got to be thinking that they're going to keep the ball in Floyd's hands, whether it's a rollout or a straight run right here.
Yeah, if I'm the Beef, I think I do that as well.
Although Floyd actually under center with running back Jeff Mack behind him.
Ooh,
what a hit. Good tackle right there by Kevin Morris Sr. Really sticking Jeff Mack right in the hole, bringing up a 4th and goal from about the 1-yard line.
And even Mack had to give props to that one. He met him right at the line of scrimmage. As we look at the replay, brought to you by Illinois Media School. Here we go. He's going to end up taking the snap. And it's a fake to the receiver, which fools nobody, which is great. And then all of a sudden, you get the stop right there at the line of scrimmage.
Kevin Morris Sr., the leading tackler on the season for the Eagles. And it does appear, in fact, that the Omaha Beef are going to go for it on 4th and goal. So a huge play early on here. Jeff Mack still the running back behind Joshua Floyd Jr. He takes the snap, a little bit of a QB keeper, and he finds the end zone for a Omaha Beef touchdown.
Yeah, and that's huge when you get a quarterback that size that can run in between the tackles like that. I mean, it's hard to bring a guy down like that, especially with 2 yards to go.
Yeah, we talked about a lot his mobility in the pregame show, and he really showed it on that entire drive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he did. And what he does right here is basically a quarterback keeper, and he just goes to the house with this one. Really? And like at his size, it's going to be difficult for the Eagles defenders to bring him down, but they're going to have to key in on him, and you're going to have to make that a priority of getting him stopped.
And here is the extra point attempt for the Beef, and it is right down the middle. So Omaha Beef get a good kickoff return into Chicago Eagles territory and march right down the field, and they're able to punch it out on 4th and goal, giving them the early 7-0 lead.
And on that drive, if you notice that everything is a key with that drive. I mean, the special teams has to stop. They can't give up that many yards on an opening drive, especially when you're kicking off to them. You're trying to get down there. You're trying to stop them between the 5 and the 15. Getting 26 yards right there, that's too much. That's too much to give an opening drive.
And Danielle talked about before the game, one of Coach Arvanitis' keys was to start fast, and unfortunately letting the Beef go right down the field on you to score a touchdown on the opening drive was not what he had in mind, I do not believe.
No.
But the Beef, one of the good things about arena football is the Eagles will get the ball right back with a short field of having the score on. As we talked about, we're really going to be talking about the entire game. The low ceiling here wreaking havoc on the kickoffs. The Eagles kind of had to do a squib kick and it backfired a little bit on the opening kick. So we'll see what the Beef's plan is here for their kick.
With the low ceiling, and the difference between the indoor and the outdoor game is the higher you get it up in the air, the more time you have the defenders to get down. In indoor football, the ceiling's low, so you don't have that time, and you gotta either you're gonna put it in the air or you're gonna squib it. But there's pluses and there's negatives of doing both of them. So we'll see what they go with.
Chris Perry and Chris Muhammad, the Chris brothers, lined up deep for the Eagles.
Never heard that one.
For the kickoff return. Hey, you know, gotta keep the Chris's together back there. And that one will avoid, go right through the speakers, and Chris Muhammad will take it from his own goal line out to the 5. Makes a nice move, making a defender miss at the 10. Ooh, a nice tackle there.
Nice tackle.
By Jeff Mack, whose name we spoke about a lot on the opening drive for the Beef, with a really nice special teams tackle there.
And you got to bring this one out because it bounced. I mean, yeah, you could have left it there, but you're trying to pick up as much yardage as you can. You're trying to get the momentum back on your side, and hey, it's worth the chance to get the momentum back on your side. You can get a big return, but right there, unfortunately, they got a small return, and hopefully the offense can drive it down the field right now.
Yeah, quarterback Anthony Ionati leads his Chicago Eagles offense onto the field following a 40-point performance 2 weeks ago in their first victory of the season. Ionati with actually Chris Perry standing next to him instead of Calvin Phillips on this opening play. Ionati looks to pass, taking a deep shot to Jordan Boykin, and he throws it into the second row right in front of Pepe, an Omaha Beef fan. Really, in a situation like that, I think Ionati wants to keep that one inbounds. You saw the play that Boykin made last week on the game-winning touchdown pass. You want to keep that one inbounds, try to give him a chance to go up and make a play on the defender.
And he just leads him a little bit too much. He ran out of real estate.
As we can see here, the Chicago Eagles starting offensive lineup. We mentioned Anthony Ionati as the starting quarterback, Terrence Freeman as the starting running back, and as Ionati takes the snap, quarterback keeper gets about 3 or 4 yards. We talked a little bit about in the pregame about his running ability. He gets a pretty decent gain there, bringing up 3rd and 6 here early on for the Eagles.
And, yeah, it's curious. Calvin's not out there.
Yeah, he has yet to be in here on the opening series. Trying to see him down on the bench. I know I saw him in pregame warm-ups. He was out there. But so far on this opening series, it has been all Chris Perry standing next to Anthony Ionati in the backfield.
Now, one thing that they want to actually do, which is kind of a thing that they've been trying to do, is get their running back out in space. So dump-offs and screens. So let's see if they can get a screenplay to get some room and get some running.
Boykin and Howard come in motion at the snap. Ionati takes the snap, looks over the middle, and it is an incomplete pass intended for David Gennison. Looks like he wanted a flag on him. The defender might have had an arm wrapped around him, but I do not see a flag on the field.
And Gennison had a huge game 2 weeks ago. Gennison did have a big game 2 weeks ago, and he was part of the reason why that passing attack was good. And we go back to the replay. He goes over the middle. I don't see a pass interference. There was a little contact there, but not enough to draw the flag.
And if you don't know, there is no putting here. So it looks like they will bring the field goal team on. David Thomas attempting a pretty long field goal here.
Yeah, there's no punting. It's kind of like Madden, you know.
I know. I heard that you're not a punter on Madden.
Yeah, I'm not a punter at all. We go for it on 4th down.
Yep. It'll be about what is that? A 45-yard field goal?
Yeah.
That's a deep one, especially with the small goalpost. 45 not an automatic by any means, especially when you consider the small goalpost as well, though.
And be prepared for the return as well here.
Yeah, snap down, hold is good, the kick is up. It is short, and as you mentioned, bringing out the return for the Omaha. Oh, he had a huge block. Number 8, Stephen McCord being pushed out at just about midfield. And once again, the Beef going to have good starting field position.
Yeah, and we just saw Calvin Phillips out there on the special team, so I wonder what's really going on out here. Yeah, that's huge when they have a run back, and the replay shows right here. It was almost a fumble. They almost got a fumble right there, but the runner stepped out of bounds probably about the 23-yard line there?
Yeah, so the official appears to spot it, right about the 24-yard line. So we talked all pregame about the Eagles wanting to start fast. You look at it, the Beef take the opening kickoff, go right down the field, score on their first possession, and the Eagles respond with a 3-and-out Animates field goal. So the Eagles are going to want to get it going a little bit here.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit and try to get the momentum back in their favor, and that's what they're going to need to do is get some of that momentum, take it away from the Beef right now. Right now, the defense is going to have to step up right here. Try to get a turnover. We would like to see a turnover, and they've been good about getting a turnover in key situations and in key spots.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week, I believe they had 3 turnovers in their 40-37 victory. And the situation where, once again, they're on the short field with the Beef taking over right about midfield. So your defense is already backed up. And trying to stop Joshua Floyd and company is always a tall task, but especially on a short field.
And we're going back to the scoring touchdown. And this is what the key is right here, is that the receiver is what throws the defenders off. Everybody kind of goes with the receiver.
You can see the end there
go
with
the
the
end
receiver.
goes with the receiver, exactly.
And Floyd kind of just slides in right behind the guard there.
Yeah, and he just follows them in. Now, this play doesn't work if they're pushed back, and what negated that is that penalty that they had. So key mistakes in key situations.
Absolutely right. The illegal defense call during the sack was obviously a huge play there.
Yeah.
Joshua Floyd back at quarterback. Jonathan Ray goes in motion. Floyd takes the snap, looking to throw. Got a man open. It is caught by number 2, Jeremiah Oates, and the Beef are on the move once again inside the Eagles' 15-yard line.
Yeah, this defense kind of looks a little bit flat right now at the beginning. They're going to have to come out with a little spark, or something's going to have to happen here where they get some kind of momentum in their favor.
Yeah, I think flat is the word that you use. I think that's a good word used really on both sides. Right?
Yeah.
Kind of a flat start for the Eagles.
Like lethargic. Like
right. Maybe
coming off that bye.
having a week. Yeah, exactly. As you just mentioned, coming off that bye, maybe a little bit tough time getting started. Joshua Young calling out the signals at the line of scrimmage. A little dump off to number 3, Jeff Mack. A good gain by Mack all the way to the Eagles' 5-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal, and the Beef are on the move once again.
And that's kind of serves as a purpose as a run, too, as well. It's a nice little screenplay. And it's a nice little screenplay right behind the line of scrimmage, as we can see right here. And it serves as the same thing as a run does. You get the runner in space, and you let him pick up yards after the catch.
You can really see a really nice block by the wide receiver there, Kane
and
Ferguson.
And that's key in that play as well, is that your receivers have to be able to block downfield.
So 1st and goal for the Beef inside the Eagles' 5-yard line. Joshua Floyd will actually be under center for the first time in the game, I believe. And the handoff to number 3, Jeff Mack, able to go off right guard for about 1.5 yards, bringing up 2nd and goal from 3.
I think we were watching the stand-up by the receiver in the corner on the end, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we look at the replay right here, as you look over to I want to say the right side, and look at this collision at the beginning of the play. Boom, quarterback, cornerback, and receiver meet one-on-one.
Yeah, it looked like the corner got the best of him early on, but the wide receiver was able to hang on and get his block. So as you mentioned, that's a really good collision on both
ends. And I
ends.
think it has surprised the offensive line, because now all of a sudden they made sort of a semi-stop right there. Got a couple of yards, but still makes it a kind of a 3rd and what is it?
Second and goal from the 4. Yeah. And the jet sweep, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown for number 1, Jonathan Ray. A 4-yard touchdown on the jet sweep will give the Beef an early 13-0 lead.
Wow. Celebration.
Yeah, Kane Ferguson's loving it down here. He's taunting the large crowd here at the USC Pavilion.
And it's just a jet sweep for the receiver. And the receiver takes it around the corner. And once again, receivers have to block downfield for this play to work. And you have to have good receivers that know how to block and know how to pick up blocks and make sure that they hold those blocks there.
True. Yep.
And the extra point attempt for the Beef, trying to make it a 14-0 game, is up. And again, right through. So a 14-0 lead for the Omaha Beef here at the UIC Pavilion. And it's funny, we talked about the running game for the Eagles coming in, how you normally don't see a huge ground attack in arena football, especially led by Calvin Phillips. But it's really been the ground game of the Omaha Beef that's been the difference here in the first half of the first quarter.
And that was one of Coach Ioannidis' keys last week. Or 2 weeks ago. He wanted to stop the run. And right now, it's like they're losing. They're not being able to stop the run. They're not being able to, continue to stop the run. Right here last week or 2 weeks ago, they got stops on these. And as you see, over pursuing the play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
number 7, Kevin Morrissey, it looks like he got caught looking inside thinking the running back was going to take
but
it.
you kind of got to string them along. So the defensive back actually kind of cuts him off right there as well. And yeah, so he cuts them off instead of just stringing them along and trying to make the tackle and everybody string them along, because that's how you kind of stop a sweep. You got to string the play along so everybody comes along and they all converge at the same place to make the tackle.
Absolutely. I think the misdirection game of the Beef, especially on the ground, has given the Eagles some trouble early on.
Yes.
But the Eagles will be getting the ball back, hoping to get some going on offense. Once again, number 5, Chris Perry, and this time he's joined by number 40, Calvin Gant, back there to receive for the Eagles. Hoping to be able to get some offense going. Really, you don't want to go 3 and out again and give the ball back to the Beef with a chance to go up 21-0 so early on in the game, or ever in the game for that matter.
And you want a good drive here. You want a good score here. Kind of want to stop some of the bleeding.
Little bit of a pooch kick that will be taken by Gant at the 5. To the 10, he got a big hole up the middle. To the 20, nice tackle by number 15, A.J. Downs for the Beef. Prevented what would have been probably an even larger return there.
Yeah, right there you want to see him just cut up field. No more, no dancing, just go straight.
Right, and Calvin Gant having some words with a member of the Omaha Beef there. Trying to spark his team a little bit.
Right here in the replay, I'll show you what I mean by what we want him to just continue to run. No hesitation here. Now right here, there shouldn't be no hesitation. Keep on running forward. You're probably going to run over that tackle right there and probably pick up a lot more yardage there.
Better starting field position this time for Anthony Ioannidis and co, starting at the 20-yard line. Calvin Phillips is in the backfield this time for the Eagles. So not sure if that was some disciplinary measures or what that was, but Calvin Phillips in the backfield. With the sweep to Phillips bounces off a tackler, but he is dragged down by 2 different members of the Omaha Beef. Looked like number 27, Dominique Sierra, got there first.
And we see the offense has got a good start here. So you got a good return here. And you actually want to get a couple more yards than you did right here. And you kind of want to actually pass to Calvin Phillips at the beginning of the game. Get him in space and let him try to pick up yards by receiving and then running after he catches the ball.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles offense, and Anthony Ioannidis with Calvin Phillips standing next to him. Chris Perry currently in the game as a wide receiver in motion. Ioannidis takes the snap. He's got time. He's going to take off with it to the 25, 20, 15, and pushed out of bounds at the 10. A nice run by Anthony Ioannidis, getting the Eagles inside the 10-yard line.
And that's exactly what kind of start that the offense needed. As you see him take it right up the sideline right there. Good block by the receiver down the field here as we let the replay go. And he runs about 20 yards here. Good block by the receiver right there. And like I said, yes, Jennison's been playing great. He's been having a good game here since they've added him or acquired him.
So it'll be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line for the Eagles and Anthony Ioannidis and company. Ioannidis with Calvin Phillips actually under center. Lined up behind him is Calvin Phillips. Ioannidis takes the snap, looking to throw, going to the end zone. Oh!
Did he catch it?
Then he caught it.
Hey, what a catch. Oh, my goodness.
Stacey Howard going over the boards, holding on to it for the touchdown. Wow. What a play.
What a play. And that is confidence by your quarterback and confidence in your receiver that he was going to go up and make the play. Let's get another look at this. Wow, this is amazing here. Check this play out. It's just basically a fade route to the corner, and then he goes up and he goes and catches the ball, and he knows he's going to get hit, but he concentrates on the ball, and he gets hit over the barrier. And in indoor football, if you hold on all the way over the barrier, it's a touchdown.
Another beauty of indoor football, after Stacey Howard makes the incredible catch, he is the holder for the Davis Thomas extra point. So they do it all here in arena football, playing both ways.
That was an awesome catch there.
And the extra point's up, and it is.
It's good.
It is. It is good. It is good. 14-7, the Beef lead. So we talk about needing a response there, and after Calvin Phillips gets stuffed on first down, the big run by Ionati, and then obviously the absolutely remarkable catch by Stacey Howard, and it's a 14-7 ball game.
And this is what you want to see from Ionati right here. And this is exactly what you've been asking Ionati to do. Once as you see, look at, it's a fade route to the corner, and look at, he concentrates, looks the ball all the way in, he knows he's going to get hit, and he looks the ball in, catches the ball, makes a great catch.
You're not going to see a better catch in any
No, you're not. I think
right
that should go Arena Football, Sports Center. That should be top 10.
Sports Center top 10. We're starting it right now on Chicago Eagles football.
Exactly. We want to see that.
SC top 10 right there.
Yes, exactly. We should get awards.
So the Eagles defense will head back onto the field, giving up 2 touchdowns the first 2 possessions, trying to ride the wave of the offense, get a little bit of momentum going for themselves. Really starting on the kick return here, see if they can't pin back the Beef into their own territory a little bit.
Right here, this is important here because you want your special teams to show up and try to at least stop the Beef before they get to the 20-yard line.
And as we mentioned, Stacey Howard now will cover the kickoff, playing all facets of football here in indoor football.
And that's one of the things, you got athletes here that play all positions. You got guys that go both ways.
We were talking about it before we came out here. The Eagle skill position players are really some incredible athletes. Like, you just see them on the field warming up, and they look like really good talents.
Yeah, and they do. They definitely got great players here. Guys that are athletic, and that's kind of what you want. You want guys that are athletic because then you can move them around and you got more flexibility in their usage.
And David Thomas will kick it off for the Eagles here. See if he can avoid the roof. A little bit of a squib kick. Will be taken on one hop by number 3, Jeremiah Oates. Nice cutback, but he's dragged out. Nice tackle by Dan Holland
and that's great right there. You see how the squib kick came to be so effective because it got that bounce at the end. So it made the bounce, so it takes you a little bit more time to recover, so it allows the defense to get down there a little bit quicker.
So better starting field position here for the Eagles defense with the Beef starting at their own 12-yard line. See if they can get a stop on this possession. And number 11, Joshua Floyd Jr. leads his team back onto the field, leading 2 touchdown drives already. And the ground game is something the Beef, or the Eagles, I should say, really get contained from the Beef.
Yeah, and they're going to have to stop this ground game. It's one of the one things and one of the one keys that they want to do is stop the ground game. You got to stop the run game here.
Floyd with Jeff Mack lined up in the backfield. Looks like Mack is going to come in motion, which he does. Floyd back to pass. Looking, and he will go down.
Big sack there.
Big sack by number 49, Leon Mackey. The funny thing is, if he didn't get the sack, the ref was literally about to throw his flag for a holding.
That looked like a huge hold there.
But
he should have got the flag,
Mackey battled through it anyways, and he got the sack on the very nimble Joshua Floyd Jr.
And it's a bull rush, basically. He just goes straight around him. There's no... He's lost there.
Well, you can see the ref was literally pulling his flag out, but it didn't matter because Mackey beat the tackle anyways and got the sack.
Exactly. And great defense there. And that's exactly what they needed after the offense has scored there.
It'll set up second and about 17 for the Beef at their own 4-yard line. Floyd with Mack lined up next to him, the receiver in motion. Floyd back to pass will be a little bit of a QB draw. Good blocking, a lot of room for Floyd. Floyd gets all of the sack back and a couple more, bringing up a 3rd and 8. Gain of about 10 for Floyd.
This is going to be interesting. The defense is going to have to make a crucial stop here if they want to get the ball back and want to keep momentum on their side.
I think at this point, if you're the Eagles as well, you got to make Floyd beat you with your arm. You see if he's got with his legs, but see if you can keep him contained a little bit and force him to beat you in the pocket, throwing passes to his receivers.
And hopefully this front 3 start making the front 3 of the Beef a little tired here so they can, wear them down and actually make it a little easier as we go into the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Big play here, 3rd and 9 for the Eagles defense. Joshua Floyd takes a shotgun snap. Floyd looking, he's throwing, and it looked like he had an open receiver, number 0, Maurice Young, but he was looking. I agree. It's not going to matter because the Eagles did jump offsides.
And I hope they don't get him for a legal hit. Right here, he's going to try to guess the snap count. He guessed wrong. And this is what we're talking about, key mistakes in key situations. You have him backed up there. You don't need that kind of a penalty right there.
Defense, number 51 of Chicago. 5-yard penalty.
Offside issue. So we bring up third and about 3 or 4 for the Beef, which really brings the ground game back into it for Floyd now, because obviously 3rd and 8 or 9, you're forced to throw. But now if the Beef want to run, they can call a run play.
And that's what I'm going back to, key penalties and key situations. Right here, you had the momentum. All you had to do is push your foot on the pedal and continue to go.
And it was number 51, Jordan Miller, who jumped off sides there. Another key penalty for the Eagles. But still third down, 3rd and 3 for the Beef here with about 2:10 to play in the first quarter. Floyd takes the snap, looking, throwing, got a man, and really nice grab by the Beef. Number 2, Jeremiah Oates right there, a little bit high, but a nice hands grab by the Beef wide receiver.
Yeah, and it's just an easy play, a little comeback just to get them the first down so they get a fresh new set of downs here.
And it's really tough in that situation there on 3rd and short where you can have the wide receiver get the momentum going before the snap, and he just simply stops. And it's really a tough situation to put your defensive back in.
Yeah, and it goes back to the penalty.
And here is Floyd with the handoff to number 3, Mack, and Mack is able to squirm his way for about 8 yards to bring up 2nd and 2. Good first down pickup for the Beef.
Yeah, you're right about that. He did squirm his way. He looked like he bounced in and out of there right there.
And again, the run game for the Beef is something the Eagles are really struggling to stop right now.
Let's see him squirming right here.
That's
the pass.
Yeah, the third down
completion there.
And the Eagles were off the field on the 3rd down play, but once again, penalties killer. Keep this drive going, much like they did on the first Beef scoring drive.
It's a backbreaker when you get those penalties.
Floyd with Mack lined up next to him. Jeremiah Oates goes in motion. A handoff to Mack. Mack, almost broke it there, but he was able to fall forward for another gain of about 8 yards.
And right there for all you young running backs right there, keep your legs turning. Always keep your legs turning. You're always going to get a few more yards. It looks like he's initially down, but he keeps his legs turning. And right here he gets looks like 2 or 3 more yards there.
Able to fall forward after the attempted tackle by Kevin Morris Sr., the leading tackler on this Eagles team. Will bring up 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 14-yard line. So the Beef are on the move once again. Floyd with Oates in motion. Floyd takes a stab, looking to pass, and he will go down.
Huge stop right there.
Number 23, Deontay Ball. We talked about his huge game last week for the Eagles. In his first game as an Eagle, has a huge sack right there, pushing the Beef all the way back to midfield.
Yeah, that's a huge sack right there, especially after you've given up a first down and to end the quarter right there as well. A huge sack right there, and hopefully this brings momentum back to their side.
That's what they needed.
And at the end of one, it is Beef 14, Eagles 7. We will be back with second quarter action here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Out of all the schools I applied to, Illinois Media School was the first to personally guide me through the financial aid process. Not only did the school offer classes in my field, but hands-on experience with all of today's modern broadcasting equipment. Illinois Media School gave me all the tools I needed to find a career in broadcasting. While in class, I worked one-on-one with real professionals in the television and radio industry. Job placement helped me find the perfect internship where I had real, on-the-job training. No other school offers a program as exciting and educational as this. My name is Mandy, and Illinois Media School helped me achieve my career in broadcasting.
I could have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. There's so many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School. You can go if you don't like the college that you go to, you don't like the major, or maybe you just want a fresh start for someplace new. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Hey, it's Frankie, and the Illinois Media School, formerly the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, provides hands-on broadcasting and online media training and fully equipped radio and TV studios and web-based computer labs. The instructional staff consists of broadcast media and professionals like myself with many years of broadcasting and online media experience. I have watched some of my former students get jobs and excel in the industry. Upon graduation, students are well prepared to enter the broadcast media industry. Check out our campus in Chicago and in Lombard and visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com.
Welcome back here to Chicago Eagles football here on SportsTownChicago.com and the Illinois School Media Network. About getting ready for second quarter action with the Beef facing a second and long after the big sack by the Eagles.
Yeah, Mr. Deontay Ball.
Floyd takes the snap, looking, got a man open, and it will be a touchdown for Kane Farquharson. Kane was talking a little bit before the game, and he scored a touchdown, and he once again continues to talk.
Yeah, look at him. He's prancing.
It's like a bit of a wheel route, as we'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, it's a wheel route, and he sneaks right behind the defender, and both defenders right there.
Yeah, you have Farquharson, the wide receiver, lined up one-on-one on linebacker Kevin Morris. That's a matchup that the Beef don't want to take advantage. Exactly. We can see right here.
Yeah, and he just loses them, and he just basically keeps on going. Yeah, and great pass by the quarterback by leading them.
Absolutely. Here comes the extra point attempt for the Beef. It is up, and it is good. It will be a 21-7 Omaha Beef lead, which is really a shame because the final play of their first quarter was a huge sack by Leon Mackey to set the Beef up in second and long position. You're going to want to get a stop if you're the Eagles, but first play of the second quarter, the wheel route by the Beef gives them a 21-7 lead.
And that's not what you want coming into the second quarter, That's not what you want. That's not what you need. Right there, you kind of wanted to put your foot down and make a defensive stop, but unfortunately for the Eagles, that didn't happen. So they got to, brush that off and move on to the next play.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the Eagles, I should say, we got to come back offensively because you're really in the same situation you were the last time we had the ball, where you really do not want to give the ball back to the Beef already down by 2 scores. So another huge rushing coming up for the Eagles offensively, led by Anthony Ionati and company.
Yeah, and that's what they need. They need to make a scoring adjustment. They needed that. They needed a defensive stop there, and unfortunately they didn't get it. So they really need a defensive stop, and hopefully now we turn the ball back over to the offense, and hopefully the offense can get another touchdown like they did before.
Coming off that Stacey Howard spectacular catch on the last possession.
And like I was saying, there's starting to become more chemistry with Ionati and his receivers. He's starting to become more comfortable with them. He's throwing the ball up so they can make fantastic plays like they did in that touchdown score.
Stacey Howard, Jordan Borkin, and then, of course, Calvin Phillips in the background. Really some nice group of skill position players for the Eagles. And here is the kickoff by the Beef. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line by Chris Muhammad. Muhammad up to the 10, 15, gets outside to the 20-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. So pretty decent field position coming up for this Eagles offense.
Yeah, that was a good cutback there to get more yardage than what was going to be there. It looked like he initially was going to get stopped, and then he cuts it back right about here, about the 6 or 7-yard line, and there he goes.
Broke some ankles there.
Yeah, he did. A little bit of a slide there.
So Anthony Ionati leads his team back onto the field. And once again, Calvin Phillips is on the field for this series. So not too sure what happened on that first series, but it does seem that Calvin is good to go now.
Maybe he had to go to the bathroom.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah, there's always something going on down there.
Stacey Howard and Chris Perry are about to come in motion here with Calvin Phillips lined up next to Anthony Ionati. Ionati takes the snap. He hands it off to Chris Perry, and a really nice game by Perry, but there is a flag. Perry will get all the way to the 15-yard line of the Beef, but I feel this one may come back for holding.
Let's see what the call is here, because it was in the backfield, but normally that's – it looks like a false start. False start on the offense. Yeah, they're bringing this one back.
Big number 79, Fred Ruff, not happy for the Eagles. Illegal formation. So you've had 2 really formation penalties here for the Eagles. First of all, the illegal defense, and then
let's see who's covered. Oh, okay. So they're saying who wasn't on the line of scrimmage that they're saying.
To be honest with you, I did not see that there. So
yeah, I didn't see that either. Did he report in? It looked like Chris Muhammad was on the end, but did he cover up the lineman?
You never want to question the officials, although I believe the Eagles are right now. So, but that will bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Eagles here with Anthony Ionati lined up in the shotgun formation.
You got to stop play here.
We have a loose board.
Yeah.
Never want a loose board.
No, you don't. That would become dangerous.
Especially with all the hits we've seen to the boards already in this game. You got to make sure
they're taking a punishment today.
Right, the proper, and sometimes even going over the boards.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we saw that.
So we're ready to get back to action here with a 2nd and 15 for the Eagles. Shotgun formation here. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw. Little swing pass to Calvin Phillips. Phillips, really nice run by Phillips. Ended up getting about 6 yards out of that. Was stopped for about 3. He was able to fall forward for a couple more yards, carrying 3 Oklahoma Beef defenders with him in the process.
And you see what happens here is when you get him in space, he ends up getting more yardage than you're just handing it off to him. So if you can dump it off and loosen up that defense at the beginning of the game, so when he comes around to late third quarter, for all the fourth quarter, you got a defense out there that's tired, and now you can run the ball a little more effectively.
So Phillips was able to get the penalty yardage back, bringing up a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Stacey Howard in motion. Ionati takes the snap, hands to Phillips. Oh, no, he kept it. I'm sorry. Really could have been stopped in the backfield there. Was able to break that first tackler and pick up about 5 yards, break up a 3rd and manageable, although I think he should have handed that one to Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, he probably should have, but right there, that shows his athleticism. He does a stiff arm, and we'll go back to the replay, and we'll see the stiff arm right here. Look at the stiff arm.
That was really well played, actually, by number 5, Devin Bridges. He was able to take both the running back and the quarterback there, which is really kind of the key when you're defending the read option, was to make sure that the quarterback doesn't know exactly what you're doing.
I'm just impressed by the stiff arm because, you don't see
quarterbacks
throwing stiff arms,
So big 3rd down here for the Eagles in a 21-7 game already. Ionati looks like he's calling an audible on the line of scrimmage as he backs off Stacey Howard from the line of scrimmage. He will go in motion. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw. He's got a man. Oh, nice play by the defender for the Beef. Number 12, Mark Sterling, able to break on a little comeback route and come back and knock it down, bringing up a 4th and about 7 or 8 for the Beef.
Well, right there, you want to get the ball out a little bit quicker and get it out a little bit faster than what Ionati did. And it probably might be the snap. The low snap messed up the whole play basically because you had a low snap, so that messes up the whole chemistry and it makes the play a little bit late here.
So 4th down here for the Eagles, and I believe we're going to get a timeout, and we do. We get a timeout by Coach Arvanitis. Want to discuss this for them. I don't see them kicking the field goal here. I think he's going to leave the offense on the field and try to convert this one, most likely with the arm of Ionati.
Yeah, you kind of want to leave the offense out there because you kind of want to, you're down by 2 touchdowns. So you kind of want to, get this 1st down and try to get a touchdown here. You don't want to go down by 3 scores here going into the second half. You want to actually, get a touchdown here, keep this game close so you can go into the second half.
On the flip side of that, if you're unable to pick up this 1st down here, you're going to give the Beef the ball back in prime scoring territory.
And that's a risk you got to take. Because you kind of need the momentum back on your side here, and you got to kind of, keep the momentum on that side. So right here, you kind of got to go for it. We'll see what he comes out with. It looks like he's going to go for it.
Yeah, I still see Ionati on the field.
Yeah.
So all indications are that they are going to go for it here.
Yep.
Julian Williams, Stacey Howard, Calvin Phillips, all out there for the offense. Ionati with Phillips lined up next to him. Your motion receivers will be Williams and Howard. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw, bringing a blitz. He's got a man, and it is caught. A huge catch by Julian Williams, able to convert the 1st down.
And once again, that shows chemistry with your receiver and quarterback.
Julian Williams, not a name I felt like was said very much in last week's game, but an absolutely gigantic catch on 4th and 8 right there.
And you see how the ball came out quicker and faster. The ball was there right on time. As soon as he makes his comeback, he's got the ball right there in his hand, and he can make the catch. It's hard for the defender to come up on that one.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 here for the Eagles with the ball on the Beef 15-yard line. He pitches to Phillips. Phillips dancing his way in the back room, just nowhere to go for him. Swarmed by a number of Beef defenders, led by number 5 once again, Devin Bridges.
Yeah, and the Beef are all over Calvin Phillips right now. And once again, I think you got to dunk passes out to him instead of just keeping him keeping them in the backfield like that. And we go back to the last replay with the pass and catch right here. And, like, it's a simple comeback, but, this one is better than the last one because the defender wasn't able to stop that.
As you mentioned, the ball came out just a hair earlier, didn't allow the DB to break on the play.
Yep.
2nd and 12 here for the Eagles. Ionati will take the shotgun step with Kelvin Phillips standing to his left. Ionati takes the snap, looking to pass, rushes on, and he will go down. It is number 5 once again. Devin Bridges all over the field right now for the Omaha Beef.
Yeah, he is, and he's doing a little dancing for us too. Gets the sack and he, shows off his dance moves for us.
And as we will see here on the replay, Bridges just comes on a bit of he comes off the left side, and he beats his man, number 63, Jabari Buckley, who really just goes right past him off the line of scrimmage and is able to get in there for the sack.
Yeah, it looks like he just beat him. He just beat him straight around. A little bit quicker, a little bit faster, and he couldn't get that block.
So 3rd and 20 here coming up for the Eagles. Really, if you're the Eagles, you're probably not thinking about getting all of it here. Just try to get about half back, maybe get in a little bit better field goal range as well. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw. Got a man over the middle. It is dropped by Stacey Howard. Howard with that incredible catch over the boards earlier on, but unable to hang on to that one, will bring up 4th and 20 for the Eagles. And this is a really tough decision right now because 4th and 20, obviously not an ideal spot to pick up a first down, but it looks like they have no intention of kicking the field goal. So the Eagles are going to try to pick this one up. Probably with just kind of a Hail Mary play to the end zone, I would anticipate.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you don't get the touchdown, at least get a pass that's out there that it acts like a punt.
Yeah, if it gets picked off.
At least you get something down the field and something that's kind of, get a completion. Something positive happens out of this.
Change field position a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Ionati going to take the shotgun snap. Julian Williams comes in motion. Doesn't like really he knows where to line up, to be honest with you. Chris Perry and Stacey Howard come in motion. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw, and it is picked off. And it's going to be returned by number 8, Stephen McCord. And McCord cutting across the field inside the 20 before being thrown out of bounds by Calvin Phillips. But a really nice play right there by Stephen McCord, breaking on that pass, picking it up, and returning it deep into Eagles territory.
Yeah, it looked like he read the quarterback's eyes on that one.
If
we can get another look at that one. It might be a little bit too much celebration there.
Absolutely.
But if you can look at it, he just watches the quarterback's eyes. He sees the wheel route coming, and he jumps all over it there.
And you talked about it before, the snap. An interception may not have been the worst thing in the world there if it's an interception where the defender is tackled right away.
Yeah, and you didn't want the comeback. That's what you didn't want.
Exactly. It's returned all the way to the 15, although I believe an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Beef is going to back them up a little bit into their own territory as we look at the call from the referee.
Yep.
As we mentioned, a little bit of too much celebrating by the interceptor right there, Stephen McCord.
Yeah, a little bit too much rubbing in the face. Well, we go back to the replay, and it's just like he hung the ball up there. And once again, that ball came out a little bit too late there. If he throws it a little bit earlier, he makes a good completion there.
So the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty does help the Eagles' defense out a little bit, which really needs a huge stop right here. You don't want to fall behind 3 scores this early in the game.
No, you don't. And that's what I was saying before. You don't want to go into the second half down 3 scores at all.
I mean, really look at it. You don't want this game to get away from you early on right now.
No, you don't.
As the Omaha Beef will take a timeout. So, really, Ben, what do you think needs a change for the Eagles right now? Down 21-7, their defense is on the field. What are you seeing them doing they need to do differently to try to turn this game around?
It's like they need a spark. They need something, some kind of momentum to change sides. They need something to happen to, like a turnover, some kind of big play that they need out there. It's a turnover or something that they need to bring the momentum back to their side. Maybe a defensive score, or a turnover and defensive score would be huge as well. Right now, they're looking flat right now.
They had, like I said, I believe it was 3 turnovers they forced last week, one of which led to a touchdown. So, yeah, I think kind of what you along those lines, really somebody just needs to make a play right now on defense.
And they kind of have to stop this run game. They got to stop this run game of the Omaha Beef and try to get the defense back on track.
Yeah, we talked coming into the game about Joshua Floyd being a dual threat out there, and that's kind of rang true here about almost through the entire first half with only 8 minutes to play. So as we're in the Beef timeout currently, Joshua Floyd, as I mentioned, will lead his team back onto the field with the Eagles desperately needing a stop right now.
Yeah, they need to come up with a big stop right here and turn this thing around, because you don't want to go down 3 scores, and we're still early in the second quarter, so, I mean,
plenty
really
of
could
time
be more.
if you're able to get some momentum going. Though. Floyd takes a shotgun snap, loading his backfield, looking to throw, got all day to throw, rips one off, and it's completed. And it was completed to number 3, Jeff Mack. Tried to do a little bit of dancing, gave up a few yards, and really went nowhere after that. But still a good gain for the Beef on first down, picking up about 7 yards.
Yeah.
As we'll see here on the replay.
And it's just a comeback. And he has, like you were saying, he has kind of a lot of time there to throw. There's no kind of pressure on him. So, I mean, he has all day to make a decision and go through all his progressions, you know, one by one.
And that's kind of the tough thing about defending a mobile quarterback is you don't want to get out of your lanes, allow him to step up and run.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you still got to find a way to get pressure on him. Floyd will be under center this time with Jeff Mack, the man who just caught the last pass, lined up behind him. I believe we had a little bit of more board work going on, first of all. But they're ready back to play. Second and about 3 for the Beef. And a little bit of a jet sweep handed off to the man in motion, number 1, Jonathan Ray. He is able to pick up the first down, so it will be 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 20-yard line for the Beef.
And they're celebrating blocking out here.
Yeah. Kane Farquharson, he celebrates everything. He got in the shower this morning and he celebrated everything.
Well, this is a good sweep right here. And luckily, it wasn't as effective as the other sweeps they've been having, but this one was actually defended very well by the Eagles.
1st and 10 for Joshua Floyd and company on the Beef offense. Floyd will take the shotgun snap, standing right at midfield. 2 motion men. Floyd takes the snap, looking the pass, going to the end. It's picked off!
That's the kind of play
picked off by number 40, Calvin Gant. Gant across the field to the 25. He's stripped. It is recovered by the Eagles, I believe. It is. Fallen on by number 18, Chris Muhammad. So really a huge play, both by the interceptor, Calvin Gant, and by Chris Muhammad's going fall on that ball.
And look at the run back right here. He's running it.
First down. It'll be first down, I believe, where the ball was recovered.
And that's what they needed right there.
At the 3, I should say. So first and goal at the 3 right here. And you were talking about the Eagles' defense needing a big play, and there you go.
That's what we needed, and they answered it.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you're the Eagles now, you want to punch this one into the end zone. You don't want to mess around right here. You got a little bit of momentum on your side right now. Wouldn't be surprised to see him hand the ball off to Calvin Phillips right here and see if he can't plunge his way into the end zone.
Yeah, I would. He's the leading touchdown. He's the leading guy on your team for touchdowns, so give him the ball.
So they're actually going to take the ball back to the spot where it was fumbled instead of where it was recovered. So the Eagles will take over at the 16-yard line. Still really good field position.
And we go back to the replay, look at this interception right here. And he's just waiting back in the wings, and he does kind of the same thing that was done on the last play on the Eagles interception. He reads the quarterback's eyes, waits for him to throw the ball, and he makes the play on it. Right here, this is a good break for the Eagles, is that, you know, it was fumbled and it ended up going out of bounds, so that's why the ball was at the 16-yard line.
Yep, and still, even though you're starting about 18 yards backwards, still the same mindset here if you're the Eagles. You really want to punch this one in.
Yeah, you can. You got to get a touchdown here. I don't even think you want to settle for a field goal either.
And Jordan Boykin has checked into the game at wide receiver. I haven't noticed him out here too much today, but he is in the game now. The man who had the game-winning touchdown catch last week, Anthony Idai, takes the snap, hands it off to Calvin Phillips, and Phillips with a nice run gets popped, but is able to fall forward for about a 6-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 4 or 5 for the Eagles.
Yeah, keep them legs turning. And just keep on going back to that, keeping those legs turning, keeping them legs moving, so you can pick up some extra yards.
2nd and 5 upcoming.
And this is the interception again. And the interception, he drops back the pass, and it's a bad pass right there.
Yeah, really, there was two Eagle
defenders there. I don't know what he was really looking at there, but good thing for the Eagles.
Ioannai will take the snap under center, false start. Looked like it was the left tackle, number 63, Jabari Buckley, that moved a little early.
And these are the mistakes in these situations that they can't have.
You might just get a huge play defensively, have all the momentum, get a decent run on first down, but you just negated the entire Calvin Phillips run on first down.
Yeah, and you give them, you basically put yourself back at where you started from.
Yes, sir. So it will be second and a little over 10, second and 11 here for the Eagles with 5:38 here to play in the opening half of this contest against the Omaha Beef. Jordan Boykin still in the game at wide receiver. It'll be interesting to see if they try to get him involved a little bit. As like I said, I think this is the first offensive possession he's been in on.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing him as well.
David Gennison in as well, who I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't seen much of him. A little bit more of Boykin, but not a whole lot, who had a large game last week. He takes the snap, looking to throw. He looks like he got plenty of room to run. He'll settle run it to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Eagles! The center of the defense, parted like the Red Sea there. And Anthony Ionati able to stroll in for the 22-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, that did, like you said, it opened up right here. And we're going to look at the replay right here. And once again, Ionati takes a snap. He's got nobody open, and this is where his athleticism comes in. He starts to run the ball, and he uses his legs to take it to the house, which is a great play.
Was able to give the DB a little shoulder fake there at the end to get his way to the end zone.
Yeah, he did. I think he wanted to get popped, and that's, I mean,
seeking out contact.
Exactly, and you got to give him credit where credit's due. I mean, Ionati's came in here, and he's showing that he's a good quarterback and a proven quarterback at that.
David Thomas in to try the point after touchdown. The kick is up, and I believe he missed it wide to the left.
No, he got it. Yeah, it went through. Yeah, it's a little tricky with those small goalposts.
I thought it was no good.
Yeah, it did look like it was no good, but.
So it is, I apologize for that. It is 20-14, Beef with the lead over the Eagles. And we were talking about it after that interception on 4th and long that the Beef were able to come up, and we can see right here on replay.
And I don't know if he felt the pressure coming and he decided to take off and didn't really wait to go through his progression. But whatever he did, he ended up doing something that was really great. You could even
see it from up here. The center of the defense is completely parred. You could have drove a truck through that lane.
Yeah.
It's 21-14 in the score right now with 5:06 left to play in the second quarter. And if you're the Eagles right now, you're coming off that huge interception and a return by Calvin Gant. You want to keep that momentum going now. Try to get the ball back for your offense before the half. See if you can't tie this game up.
Yeah, and there's plenty of time here. So, I mean, you try to get a stop here and then end up, giving the ball back to your offense and keep them on a roll, because the more times you get your offense out on the field, the more momentum they get and the better they get and the more chemistry they get.
Jeff Mack back to return this kickoff for the Omaha Beef.
Wow, that rhymed. Did you plan that?
No, that was a complete accident, to be honest with you. I'm the worst person with rhyming in the world, so I would never do that intentionally. As we get a stoppage and play right here as the boards. We've seen some hard hits on those boards this evening, and they're really struggling to stay up right now.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for the boards. 4 boards.
Yeah, taking a beating this evening.
They're trying to hold up.
David Thomas will have the kickoff for the Chicago Eagles. Oh, a funky bounce. Bounces high into the air.
And that's what kind of bounce
a nice sidestep. A lot of sidestepping and juking and driving, but not really going anywhere was A.J. Downs.
And that was a great bounce right there. And that's one of the positive things about squib kicking.
Yeah, myself and our producer here, Chris Labasco, shout out to Chris Labasco, we're on the field before the game, and there's really some funky divots in that turf. So you kind of just ground the ball, and if you're going to allow the ball to touch the ground, easy for me to say, you leave a chance to take some funky hops, and we saw one right there.
Yeah, as we see in the replay, it's a huge hop. It's like a baseball hop.
Right, like you're in a Super Bowl.
Exactly, and you're waiting for it to come down, and all of a sudden you got defenders coming at you, so it turns out to be a punt, which is one of the most dangerous plays in football, is going back to wait for that punt.
So the Beef will take over 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line here with 4:50 remaining in the opening half of play here on SportsTownChicago.com at the UIC Pavilion. Joshua Floyd Jr. takes the snaps, going to swing a screen pass out. Pretty decent gain, a very good gain for number 3, Jeff Mack, able to pick up the first down. Gain of 12-yard lines to bring up 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
And going back to the kick of the replay, and as we see right here, that just gave the defenders time to get down the field so they can converge on the ball and make the tackle.
Yeah, but unfortunately for the Eagles, the Beef picked up a nice gain on first down. So really any of that field position you just picked up was negated by that first play of the series by Joshua Floyd and company. Floyd takes a snap. It is a handoff to Mack. Mack with really nowhere to go picks up a gain of about a half a yard, if that.
As this game keeps on going, I want to see if the Eagles can make them pass more and see what happens. And because this right here, they bottle up the run, and you want to see more of this where they're bottling up the run and they're making stops on the run. And I'm very interested to see if this team, what kind of passing game they have.
And kind of piggyback off, you want to get them in predictable pass situations too, where they can't throw a screen like that. Make Mr. Floyd stand back there and beat you with his arm. Floyd will be alone in his shotgun. Two wide receivers come in motion. Floyd takes a snap, looking to pass. A quick pass to number 4, Kane Farkanen, and he makes the catch for a first down, and he gets up talking like he likes to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrating by the Omaha Beef out here.
Well, when you're wearing those jerseys, you got to look good somehow.
Yeah,
so you do as much celebrating as possible.
Right.
The Beef with 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 17-yard line here. Clock winding down in the first half, under 3 minutes to play. Floyd will take the shotgun snap, standing directly on the Eagles logo at midfield. Floyd looking to pass, looking, scrambles to his right, pump fakes, makes a man miss, able to pick up about 2 or 3 before being dragged down by number 45, Leon Mackey.
And great way to bottle up that run right there. It looked like he was about to break that with a little pump fake, and we'll go to the replay. And right here, he's going to scramble to the right, and then he makes that pump fake, and he throws it up. And luckily for the Eagles, they had him bottled up, and they had him surrounded where he couldn't get away.
Yeah, with Floyd being as slippery as it's really nice job out there by the Eagles defense with him in open space, able to bring him down just for a gain of a couple 3 yards. Floyd will line up under center this time with Jeff Mack lined up behind him in the I formation. Fake jet sweep, handoff to Mack, and he is just stuffed in the backfield with nowhere to go.
Good stop.
So we talked about getting the Beef into predictable passing situations. Here you are, 3rd and about 8 from the 15-yard line. You got to figure that the Beef are going to be throwing the ball here.
And this is what you want. You want them to be in long yardage and predictable yardage. And this is the play before that where he had the pump fake, and then he's trying to scramble away. And good way to bottle that up and bring him down before he made some kind of a spectacular play or got more yardage there.
Absolutely. The Eagles crowd trying to get into it, and will be a large 3rd down here. 3rd and 8 with 90 seconds to go here in the opening half. Joshua Floyd Jr. will take the shotgun snap at the 20-yard line. Floyd looking to pass, looking to his right. Pump fakes it into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Good defense there by the Eagles with a man playing underneath and behind the wide receiver, and Floyd wasn't able to fit it in there.
And good pressure by around the quarterback as well, as he gets a little touch right here at the end of the play. And he drops back. It really has nowhere to go. Good pressure up the middle, and he throws it out the back of the end zone.
And there's a timeout with I believe it's the 1-minute warning here. Yes, on the UIC Pavilion on the campus of the University of Illinois, Chicago. And huge play coming up here. The Eagles been chasing the Beef all evening. Really, there was a couple of times where the Beef could have kind of stretched the game out to a 3-possession lead, but 21-14 with a 4th and about 7 here for the Eagles defense. Really a huge play coming up right here.
Well, we had a series of events at probably about midway through the 2nd quarter where you had 2 turnovers right there. Huge. We thought, that huge turnover by the Eagles was going to be a heartbreaker, but then they came back on defense and got another turnover, which was great to turn over to get the momentum back on their side. Right here, they got to be, they got to stand tall. Their defense has got to, step up and, make this stop right here and end up, trying to get the ball back. There's enough time in indoor football. A minute is a lifetime.
Absolutely. I was about to say the same thing, Ben. And if you really look at it, the Eagles actually defer to the second half. So really, look at it. You can get a stop, possibly go get points to end this half, and you kind of double up coming out of the second half, getting the ball first to receive the final stage of this game.
And it goes back to Madden.
That's why you always defer, man.
You always defer.
You got to piggyback at the end of it.
Exactly. You get the ball back with a minute, you're passing.
All righty, big play here. 4th and 7 coming up for Joshua Floyd and company for the Omaha Beef. Floyd takes the snap, looking to throw, still looking, he's going to dump it off, and it is incomplete. Not really sure about that play because it didn't look like there was much there anyway. It looked like he would have been stopped short of the first down, but a big stop here for that Eagles defense.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go, and I don't think he wanted to take a sack. So kind of a good play right there that he gets rid of it, dump it off, not take the sack.
And as we were mentioning, getting him in that predictable passing situation on 3rd and 4th down, and the Eagles are finally able to get a stop.
Yeah, because it looks like they're struggling with the pass, so you kind of want to get this, this team in a passing situation so they can end up, getting these kind of plays. These plays are what you need, and you need to get the defense off the field and get the offense back out there.
Absolutely. So Anthony Ionati and company back onto the field with 54 seconds remaining in this opening frame, looking to go try to tie this game up, which you think about back to about 10 minutes ago, I don't think if you would have told me that the Eagles would have a chance to tie it going into the halftime, I would have been very surprised.
And this is a big momentum swinger, especially going into the second half. You kind of want to put points up on the board right here.
David Gennison and Stacey Howard, your wide receivers in motion. The pass is out and complete to Jordan Boykin, and Boykin's able to pick up about 5 yards before being stopped by the Beef defense, and a quick timeout taken by the Eagles.
Yeah, you would have liked to see Boykin get out of bounds right there. Unfortunately, they had that bottled up.
I believe that was the second time out the Eagles have taken this half, so only one remaining now. So you're looking at really can't throw a whole lot of more passes in bounds to keep the clock going at this point. You got to try to either get out of bounds or just maybe even throw an incompletion.
And, you kind of want to get, something going downfield. And remember, you want to kind of get it in a close field goal position as well because, like you said, this is difficult. The poles are not as wide as the outside game is. So you want to get as close as you can so you can, get a good field goal and get a good look at a field goal as well.
Absolutely, and if you are the offense for the Eagles right now and quarterback Anthony Ionati, really, who are you looking for on the outside? Who do you think is going to make a play for you? Obviously, Jordan Boykin, who had that catch right there, had the big play in their victory 2 weeks ago, and Stacey Howard with the tremendous catch over the Bulldogs.
And those are the two guys that you want to get it to. Those are the guys that you need to get it to because those are the guys that are making the plays for you. Gessner has not been, able to make plays. They've had a little bit quiet this evening, so we'll see.
All right,
see what happens.
2nd and 5 coming up, 44 seconds to play here in the opening half. Anthony Ionati, your quarterback, takes the shotgun snap at his own 15-yard line. Ionati looking to throw, pump fakes it. Now he's going to scramble and take off and run. He's at a 25 to the 20, and he steps out of bounds, stopping the clock. So as you mentioned, picks up a nice gain of about 10 or 15 yards there, and is able to stop the clock with 40 seconds to play in the opening half.
And key right there is he gets out of bounds. And that's what you want. You want to get out of bounds, stop that clock, preserve those timeouts. You only got one left, so you want to use that one in a key spot.
And the drop, one of my favorite phrases in sports, Anthony Ionati, a sneaky athlete. He's a sneaky runner.
Yeah.
He doesn't look as athletic as he actually is.
Exactly, and I think they're starting to find out how good of a runner he is.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles coming up on the Beef 21-yard line with 40 seconds to play here in the opening half.
And that's a good way to stick it out right there, just to get it out of bounds and make sure that you're out of bounds to stop the clock.
Sounds like a Beef fan brought some cowbell with him.
Yeah, he did.
Needs more cowbell. Ionati will take the shotgun snap, standing at the 25-yard line. Looking to his right to throw. Got Howard deep, and it is, he overthrew him.
He had him
nice little in and out route by Stacey Howard, but unfortunately Anthony Ionati was unable to find him in the end zone.
Looked like he was going to the outside post, and he just overthrew him.
As you will see here on the replay.
And low snap, but he still got to work through that. And he had him open, just overthrew him. And it kind of goes back to either A, you're going to lead him or you're going to throw it short. So right there, you see nothing wrong with him leading him, because if you throw it short, you have the possibility of an interception.
Yeah, and really, you look at he did miss an open man there, but on the bright side of it, at least the clock stopped. So 36 seconds, get his chance to reset at 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. You live to fight another down.
Yep.
Ionati with running back Calvin Phillips lined up next to him. Jordan Boykin and number 81, David Gennison, will be your motion wide receivers as they go in motion right now. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going deep for Boykin, and He catches it off the rebound for the touchdown.
Great catch there by Boykin once again. Good concentration right there.
Jordan Boykin in the same corner of the end zone that he caught the game winner 2 weeks ago with a very nice grab, as you mentioned, with the concentration to hang on despite the bobble to bring the Eagles within 1.
And that's his hot corner right there. Look at him. He's on the move before the snap, and then it's basically, it looks like it's a fade route to the back of the end zone, the back corner of the end zone, and great way to hold on to that. He runs into the board and keeps his concentration all the way through. Let's get a different angle on this one as well. Right here, we got a different angle, and let's see the catch right here on the other side of it. He goes up, gets hit with the board. Good work by our camera job. Good work by our camera team down there, and makes the catch. Concentration all the way through.
And David Thomas comes on for the extra point and puts it right through to tie the game at 21. So a really nice response by the Eagles, who did not get the fast start they were looking for, but they're able to rebound and have now tied the score at 21 with under a half minute to play here in the opening half.
And that's a great, like you're saying, that's a great recovery by the Eagles. And going back to the touchdown pass, I mean, it's just basically go to the back of the corner of the end zone and make a play on it. And you know what? That kind of play builds confidence in your quarterback. So once you have that kind of confidence, now I could throw you the ball, and I know that you're going to go out there and you're going to make a catch. So I have no fears that you're going to let me down.
And just to share a little bit of a story with you, I was on the Eagles official roster, official website yesterday, looking at their roster, and Jordan Boykin is actually listed as a linebacker on the official roster. And he is a big-bodied, big-framed wide receiver, and you saw that you can kind of just throw it up to him when to go make a play on the ball.
And that's exactly what he did. And it looks like his frame almost took out the boards.
He's just laying on top of him pretty much.
Yeah, it looked like he was the one doing the punishment to the boards and not the boards punishing him. He almost ran through that.
Now, if you are the Eagles here, you want to get a good kickoff here. Don't allow the Beef to get good field position and try to score going into half. Because as you mentioned before, the Eagles have the ball. I mean, 30 seconds, that's still enough time to score here in arena ball.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like, the Eagles can't snooze out here on defense.
Good kickoff. Hits him in the head. Yep. And rolling around out there for number 23, DeAndre Woodland, and he's able to get it out to the 5-yard line, and he almost broke it.
Yeah, if he would have stayed on his feet there, that would have been dangerous.
But it was a shoestring tackle, able to bring him down at the 5-yard line with 21 seconds here remaining in the opening half.
Now the defense has to stand up again right here. You know, hold this and hold the lead and take the momentum into the second half or into the halftime.
As we talked about it on the last kickoff, you really do not want to let the ball hit the turf here if you're a returner.
Yeah, and you don't want it to bounce. Exactly. You don't want it to bounce in the air like that. You kind of want to catch it on the fly, or if it's squib, you want to have one of the up guys take it.
So if you're the Eagles defense right now, 23 seconds remaining in the half, the Beef forced to go the length of the field in that time, or at least try to get a little bit better field position to try a field goal. So you want to hold them in here, not give them any points, give up the momentum heading into the half.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want them going in. You kind of want to shut them down here. Put the foot on their neck and make sure that they're not going to score here.
Joshua Floyd Jr. takes a shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's going to take a shot, wide open receiver. I believe that bounced.
Yeah, I thought
but they said that apparently they're calling it a catch to number 2, Jeremiah Oates. I definitely thought that hit the ground.
Yeah, if we can get another replay on this looked like it hit the ground here.
They're calling it a completed catch, though. So that will get the Beef up to about midfield with 17 seconds. I don't know about that call.
I don't know. We need a closer look at this one. Let's see what happened here. Let's see if it bounces.
Can't really tell from
that angle. Can't really tell from that angle.
Turf there.
Yeah, let's see if we can see from the other angle. See if we have a different angle here. Yeah, I think it bounced, and I think the Eagles players are thinking it bounced as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're up here in the rafters here, but I definitely thought that was a clear bounce.
Yeah, I definitely thought it hit the ground there.
So 1st and 10 for the Beef from the 21-yard line with 17 seconds here remaining. The Beef with 1 timeout left as well. So they're really going to want to get out of bounds here or at worst have an incompletion. Floyd takes that little screen pass to the running back, and he is unable to get out of bounds, so the clock will keep ticking inside of 10 seconds. And the head coach for the Beef will take a timeout, Corey Ross, with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, they have to use a timeout there. There was no choice. You got to use your last timeout there if you want to score.
Be interesting to see here if Omaha tries a field goal or they take a shot to the end zone, because obviously anything in the field of play that does not stop the clock will end our first half.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for the end zone or at least go for something that's out of bounds, because you kind of want to do two plays here. You want to get one that's out of bounds, and so you can, stop the clock and then get one to the end zone. But if that play isn't there to get out of bounds, you definitely want something that's going deep into the end zone.
Yeah, no sign of the field goal team coming out here, so I would certainly think they are going to take a shot here at the end zone with quarterback Josh Floyd Jr.
Yeah, and you hear the Eagle fans getting a little feisty here, so let's see if we can make a stop.
Maurice Young will be your motion wide receiver from the backfield. Floyd takes the snap, looking to throw. Blitz is on. He's got a wide open man, but it was behind the intended receiver, Kane Farquharson. Let's see if Kane talks a little bit after that one. But with 4 seconds remaining, there will be one play left in the half for the Omaha Beef, or the Oklahoma Beef. That works too.
He's not doing his yes dance.
Right, yeah, exactly right. It looks like the field goal team is going to come on. James Kazaleski will come on to try the field goal attempt.
Yeah, and the quarterback threw off his back foot. That's why the pass came out inaccurate. If he throws that pass set, he makes a completion there. But fortunately for the Eagles, he wasn't set, so it was an incomplete pass.
This will be about a 35-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it is no good.
Yeah, it looks like it's no good.
So we will go into the half with a tie score, Eagles 21, Beef 21. And really, I think if you're the Eagles right now, you got to be satisfied with that tie score, especially being down 21-7 early on.
Yeah, you got to be happy where you're at in the game, and hopefully, they'll keep the momentum on their side right here.
I believe Danielle is going to have the Eagles quarterback Anthony Ionati for a word before he heads into the halftime locker room. Ionati playing a really nice game, again, using both his arm and his legs, leading to the Eagles to 21 first half points.
Yeah, and he's playing a phenomenal game right now, so that's great that he's coming out like this. And,
And right now, we will go down to Danielle, easy for me to say, standing by with quarterback Anthony Ionati.
Hey guys, I'm here with quarterback Anthony Ionati. Coach said in the beginning of the game that he wanted to start fast and finish faster. Explain the pace that you have with your team now and what more you have to do to get faster going.
The start of the game didn't really go the way we wanted to offensively. We shot ourselves in the foot there a couple times. But like I've been telling these guys, it's about us. It's not about what they're doing. We got to go out there, execute our offense, and we picked it up in the second quarter there. We're taking advantage of some of the mismatches that we've noticed, and we got to just carry this momentum into halftime and come out, get the ball, score again.
Ionati, you guys are going up against the third-ranked team in the CIF. Explain how big this second half is going to be for you guys.
Oh, it's huge. We've been in tight games all year. The start of the season, we were, ending up on the wrong end of them. We finally found a way to get that win the last game. So I think having that experience behind us, we're going to carry that into this second half, and we know what it's going to take to finish these guys. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop fighting. It's going to be a battle all the way. Every game is going to be decided by under 10 points with us, and we're fine with that. We're going to keep competing, and we're going to take it to them.
Thank you. Lastly, what more do you want to expect out of yourself coming into this next half?
Just slowing myself down. In the first quarter there, I was a little bit flustered, a little bit rushed, forcing some stuff. Just got to stay composed, short memory, throw an interception, get back out there, reassess everything, stay calm, keep the offense at bay, and, just keep pushing. That's my job as a leader of this team, and we're going to go in the locker room. We're going to make our adjustments. Obviously, I'm assuming they're going to make theirs, and we just got to come out and punch them in the mouth.
All right, good luck to you, Anthony. Good job. Back to you guys.
All righty, thank you, Danielle. And I think the overwhelming theme there from Anthony Ionati was just staying calm. And really, you look at that first half, it would have been easy for both Anthony and the entire Eagles team to kind of get flustered a little bit, trailing 21-7 early on, but they all were able to keep their cool and end up tying the score before the half.
And that's what the key thing I heard right there is that the short memory. And that's one of the things that you got to have is the short memory, and make sure that you're brushing things off and you're moving on. Throw an interception, move on. That was that play, continue on.
And as I'm sure you guys can hear in the bathroom, a little bit of a drum line going on for the halftime entertainment. So we will take a break here on SportsTownChicago.com. At halftime, it is the Eagles and Beef tied 21-all.
SportsTownChicago.com is your place for NIHL high school club hockey.
Ooh, wow.
Every goal, all of the checks, and every jarring hit. SportsTownChicago.com, in a league of our own.
¿Quieres tener un trabajo en algo que te encante, que sea divertido y conozcas a muchas personas? El Illinois Media School tiene muchas cosas increíbles que ofrecer. No solo hacer segmentos de audio, al aire o usar equipo de cámara. Incluso puedes tener tu propio show de radio o televisión y ser exitoso. ¡Llama ahora! Este programa especial te da el camino rápido a entrenar en la industria y puedes tener tu propio show en solo semanas. Illinois Media School. Llama al 630-916-1700 o visita bnair.com/Lombard y empieza tu carrera en broadcasting.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Tom Waddle, ESPN 1000.
Don't waste another minute in a career you don't love. You can be the next great announcer, DJ, producer, or TV reporter. You'll learn key skills from industry pros while working with professional equipment on air and behind the scenes. Still need to keep the 9-to-5 job? Their flexible class schedules can work around any schedule. Short on cash? They have very affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. You'll have access to amazing internships and job placement assistance when you graduate at top radio and TV stations like ESPN. Learn more at beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
When your business is getting off the ground or beginning to flourish, go to the JZ Law Offices. John Zappala guarantees aggressive, effective representation with a true desire to help you. From the formation of limited liability entities to employment agreements and general contracts, John Zappala is here to gear your company for success. JZ Law Office's virtual office services allows you to work with them from the convenience of your desk. If aggressive, effective representation sounds good to you, then call the JZ Law Offices at 312-854-8065 or visit their website at jzlawoffices.com.
As a student athlete of the IHSA,
I pledge to respect my teammates. I pledge to respect my coaches.
I pledge to respect the officials.
I pledge to respect the opponents.
I pledge to respect the fans.
I pledge to respect the game.
We pledge to do what's right.
My name is Chris Labosco, and I do play-by-play for minor league hockey. It was while I was at the Illinois Media School that I got my first opportunity to do actual play-by-play in my first week of class. Through my time in class, I was able to improve as a broadcaster by learning how to use different equipment, how to set up for a remote broadcast, and how to prepare for each and every game that I would call. I even found an internship doing play-by-play for minor league baseball before graduating. If I never went to the Illinois Media School, I never would have found my passion.
I couldn't have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. So many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School: financial aid for those who qualify, real-world hands-on experience, internships, and so much more. Don't just take my word for it. Set up a tour at one of the 2 Chicagoland locations. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Hi, it's Frankie Robinson. The Illinois Media School, formerly the Illinois Center of Broadcasting, provides hands-on broadcasting and online media training in fully equipped radio and TV studios and web-based computer labs. The instructional staff consists of broadcast media and professionals like myself with many years of broadcast and online media experience. I've watched some of my former students get jobs and excel in the industry. Upon graduation, students are well prepared to enter the broadcast media industry. Check out our campus in Chicago and Lombard and visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com to learn how to get started.
When you need a break from your busy schedule, kick back and listen to the fun sports and entertainment interviews from SportsTownChicago.com. The Big Interview is where you hear SportsTownChicago.com personalities pick the brains of the biggest names in sports, music, movies, and TV. To catch up on all the fun, go to the audio SportsTownChicago.com and click on the audio tab. SportsTownChicago.com. We are in a league of our own. Yeah!
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be a sports radio guy like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. You can learn to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. It's a great school to get the hands-on training you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So don't waste another minute. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Attention, family, friends, players, coaches, and fans. Are you a high school or college athlete that had your game covered by SportsTownChicago.com? You can relive the glory by going to our podcast section of our website to listen to all the past games over the last 2 years. Just go to the website at SportsTownChicago.com and check out the podcast section, and it'll take you right to your sport. Now that's SportsTownChicago.com.
How's it going? My name is Edgar Ibarra, and I'm very grateful for all the knowledge I received at the Illinois Media School. My 15-year career in radio has been a dream come true. I'm a radio DJ, I'm on the air, and I get to be a program director for 2 radio stations in Wisconsin. My dream became a reality with the Illinois Media School. Illinois Media School is a great school with great teachers and former students now working in the industry today on the radio stations you listen to and on the TV stations you watch every day. Illinois Media School, check it out. For more details, beonair.com.
I couldn't have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. So many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School: financial aid for those who qualify, real-world hands-on experience, internships, and so much more. Don't just take my word for it. Set up a tour at one of the 2 Chicagoland locations. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
Not many people can say that they love their career, but I certainly do. I like helping the next generation of broadcasters discover their passion. How do you discover yours? Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. Get hands-on training on air and behind the scenes. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your career in 1 year. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So why waste another minute in a career that you don't love? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. Go to the website right now. beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Guests on SportsTownChicago.com are brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. If you're interested in a career in broadcasting, go to beonair.com or call the Lombard campus at 630-916-1700. Yeah!
¿Quieres
tener un trabajo en algo que te encante, es divertido y que conozcas muchas personas? Illinois Media School tiene muchas cosas increíbles que ofrecer. No solo hacer segmentos de audio al aire y usar equipos de cámara, e incluso puedes tener tu propio show de radio o televisión y ser exitoso. ¡Llama ahora! Este programa especial te da el camino rápido al entrenar en la industria y puedes tener tu propio show en solo semanas. Illinois Media School. Llame al 630-916-1700 o visite beonair.com/Lombard.
How's it going? My name is Edgar Ibarra, and I'm very grateful for all the knowledge I received at the Illinois Media School. My 15-year career in radio has been a dream come true. I'm a radio DJ, I'm on the air, and I get to be a program director for 2 radio stations in Wisconsin. My dream became a reality with the Illinois Media School. Illinois Media School is a great school with great teachers and former students now working in the industry today on the radio stations you listen to and on the TV stations you watch every day. Illinois Media School, check it out. For more details, beonair.com.
I couldn't have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. So many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School: financial aid for those who qualify, real-world hands-on experience, internships, and so much more. Don't just take my word for it. Set up a tour at one of the 2 Chicagoland locations. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
SportsTownChicago.com brings you the inside information and winning strategies from the top coaches in the state of Illinois for high school sports in their web video series, The Coach's Corner. Hear about how the coaches and players of the elite teams in the state practice in the offseason, stories that inspire them to achieve, pregame rituals, superstitions, and much more. Find out how the best of the best are the best with the Sportstown Chicago Coach's Corner. Only on SportsTownChicago.com. In a league of our own.
¿Quieres tener un trabajo en algo que te encante, es divertido y conozcas muchas personas? El Illinois Media School tiene muchas cosas increíbles que ofrecer. No solo hacer segmentos de audio al aire y usar equipos de cámara, incluso puedes tener tu propio show de radio o televisión y ser exitoso. Este programa especial te da el camino rápido a entrenar en la industria y puedes tener tu propio show en solo semanas. Illinois Media School. Llama al 630-916-1700 o visita beonair.com/Lombard y empieza tu carrera en broadcasting ya.
Hi, it's Frankie. The Illinois Media School has over 30 years of experience training students in the fields of broadcast and media, with hands-on training by professional broadcasters like myself, flexible day and night classes, and interactive curriculum that showcases all the areas of media. The Illinois Media School can train you for a new career in less than a year. From radio to television to web-based media, our campuses in Chicago and Lombard is a work and training center for gaining multiple skills that lead to real careers in the media industry. Visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com to learn how to get started.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
Not many people can say that they love their career, but I certainly do. I like helping the next generation of broadcasters discover their passion. How do you discover yours? Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play and shoot and edit video. Get hands-on training on air and behind the scenes. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your career in 1 year. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So why waste another minute in a career that you don't love? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. Go to the website right now, beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
¿Quieres tener un trabajo en algo que te encante, es divertido y conozcas muchas personas? El Illinois Media School tiene muchas cosas increíbles que ofrecer. No solo hacer segmentos de audio al aire y usar equipos de cámara, incluso puedes tener tu propio show de radio o televisión y ser exitoso. Este programa especial te da el camino rápido a entrenar en la industria y puedes tener tu propio show en solo semanas. Illinois Media School. Llama al 630-916-1700 o visita beonair.com/Lombard y empieza tu carrera en broadcasting ya.
We are back here live at the UIC Pavilion on the Eversport Network, powered by the Illinois Media School with Chicago Eagles football. It is a 21-21 score at halftime. Here with my partner, Ben Fonseca. I'm Nick Berzik. And Ben, just give me a little bit of your overview of your general thoughts in the first half.
Started off slow, but great way of recovering. Great way of coming back and being involved in the game. Great way to, put the momentum on their side and get the momentum going into the second half.
Now, talk a little bit about the play of the Eagles quarterback, Anthony Ionati. Really nothing going on in the running game with Calvin Phillips, but mostly Anthony Ionati with his arm as well on his leg. How do you assess his first half play?
His first half play was great. I mean, he started off slow. Like he said during his conversation with Danielle, is that, he was, a little bit flustered, a little bit nervous, but then he comes back. I think that pass that he had, as we look at the replay, the pass in the end zone is what turned him around, because after that, he started making better plays. He actually, ran in for a score, and he actually got another completion out there.
Yeah, that was really, and we talked about it really the entire first half. That was an incredible catch by the wide receiver, number 8, Stacey Howard. And then we also had a little bit before break, as we have 90 seconds here until the second half start. The Eagles choosing to defer in the first half. You look at it, they had the score, they got to stop, and now they're getting the ball back coming out of the half. So the chance to take their first lead of the game now with the score tied up at 21.
Yeah, and you know what? They've came back and they've been very successful on offense. Just trying to get the team jump started, and that's what the interception. Happened in the first quarter. He brushed it off, and then he came back to make a couple of passes and made a great, great second quarter. Basically, they had a great second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And then talk a little bit about, obviously, the household name after his catch last week was Jordan Boykin, as we're seeing right now. Another incredible
incredible
Just
catch.
talking about him using his big body, being able to go up and make grabs.
And he did it in the same corner, basically. And that's what you need, and that builds confidence in your quarterback that he can throw it up there and you can make a play on the ball. And that's what you need right there, and that's part of the chemistry that you're going to establish and build upon as we go further in the season.
Now, if the Eagles are going to come out with a victory this evening, tell me what is one thing or a couple of things they need to do in the second half to make that happen.
They definitely got to continue to pass the ball, try to get Calvin Phillips in space, and then at the end, in the fourth quarter, start running the ball with them, right? Start running through the tackles, and you'll see that you might be successful there.
And then we spent a lot of time talking about the quarterback for the Omaha Beef, Joshua Floyd Jr. It looked like early on the Eagles' defense was struggling with his mobility, but it looked like later on in the half they forced him into some more passing situations. And they were able to slow him down a little bit, evident by the interception by Calvin Gant there when it was 21-7, and really kind of was the game changer at this point.
Yeah, and it is the game changer at this point is they had certain things go their way and certain momentum builders go their way, and now they got to carry that momentum into the second half.
And we talked about a little bit the amount of away games coming up for the Eagles, as you see right here on the schedule. Their next game at home against the Sioux City Bandits, but then count them 4, 5 consecutive road games, really on the road for the entire month of May. So if you're looking at it, 1-3 right now, really want to get this one, get to 2-3, and then obviously probably against Sioux City again next week, try to get back to 500 before heading out on that really murderous road trip.
And they definitely want to get a couple wins here, and they want to, establish some momentum before they go into the road, because once they go on the road, it might be, some things that might not go in their favor, but definitely you want to have momentum going into the road, and you want to be at 500 when you go out on the road so you can have a successful road trip.
Alrighty, and both teams are back on the field. We are about ready to kick off the second half. As we talked a little bit about there, the Eagles will receive the opening kickoff with Chris Perry as well as number 40 Calvin Gant back there deep to return. So really, we're talking about here a good possession you want if you're an Eagles fan right now. Try to come out, see if you can't put up a touchdown on the board and get your first lead in the game.
Yeah, definitely. They want to come out here and start to establish some more momentum, get the momentum on their side completely.
Oh, a little squib kick. It's taken at the 20-yard line by the Eagles. A nice return by number 7 right there. Not normally one you see handle the ball. The Eagles' leading tackler, Kevin Moore Sr., able to get the ball into Beef territory to start the second half.
Yeah, and that's key right there. And that's one of the negative sides of doing the squib kick, is that you squib kick it and the up man takes it and gets more yardage than what you're anticipating that the return should be.
So a tremendous starting field position here for the Eagles in the second half, starting in plus territory with the ball 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line for the Eagles.
And you got to say that the Eagles right here, they have to actually try to capitalize on this where the ball's at right now.
Absolutely. Anthony Ioannidis, the quarterback, with Calvin Phillips lined up to his right. Ioannidis will take the shotgun snap, sitting at midfield, hands it off to Phillips. Not a whole lot of room, Phillips, but look at him keep his legs moving, able to grind out a tough 3 or 4 yard run to begin the second half.
Keep on turning, keep on turning. And that's a good start right there by giving him the ball at the beginning.
Yeah, with as well as Ioannidis played in the first half, you know that they want to get the big fella going on the ground, especially in the second half as that Beef defensive front begins to tire.
Yeah, and that's what you want. And you see right here in the replay, he just keeps on turning his legs, moving backwards, moving forwards.
2nd and about 5 here for the Eagles on their opening drive of the second half. Ball placed on the Beef 17-yard line. Ioannidis again, the snap with Calvin Phillips standing next to him on his left this time. Ioannidis takes the snap. He will swing it out to Gennison, and Gennison picks up about 4 or 5 more, bringing up a 3rd and very short for the Eagles.
Good way to come back right here. And it's just to pick up some nice little yardage here. He didn't have anything open in the end zone, so he went to the shorter pass.
Yeah, just
There's
really
nothing wrong with this right here at all.
A simple just take the snap, find the laces, and zing one out to your wide receiver.
Take what the defense gives you.
All right, 3rd and 1, we were just mentioning, would not be surprised at all to see Calvin Phillips carry the ball here, as Ioannidis, one of the rare times, will be under center for this snap. 2 motion wide receivers. Ioannidis does take the snap, hand off to Calvin Phillips, and Phillips is hit immediately in the backfield.
Yeah, he got bottled up right there.
Number 6, Jesse Robertson, blew that play up in the backfield. Actually, a loss of about 2, setting up a 4th and about 4 for the Eagles on this opening possession of the second half.
And it's just basically they blew this up right here. The replay happens, and right there, it looks like Boykin should have grabbed that block that was coming in, and unfortunately he didn't, so that's what made the play blow up.
Yeah, as mentioned, Jesse Robertson blew that play up, but Devin Bridges out of Vandy was the one who was there to clean up, and Devin Bridges really was all over the place. I thought it was the Beef's best defender there in the first half. The Eagles going for it here on 4th down and 4 on the Beef 15-yard line of their opening drive of the second half. Ioannidis, hard count, takes the snap, looking to throw, still looking, scrambling around, trying to get the first down, and he does get it.
Yeah, he got over.
A fantastic one, but there is a flag on the play. Really a nice run by Ioannidis, lowering the shoulder to pick up that first down, but we'll have to wait and see what the laundry on the field is for.
I hope it's not holding.
It's right there at the line of scrimmage, so that's generally the area you would see a hold called, but let's find out the call from the ref.
And it looks like it might be going against the offense.
Yeah,
here.
number 79,
the way
Fred
the Eagles
Ruff,
are reacting.
doesn't look real thrilled about the call.
And right here, you don't want that penalty because you want to capitalize on this field position that the offense or the special teams gave you.
Holding on number 79, Fred Ruff. And you talked about it in your opening comments on the pregame show. The Eagles just not being able to make the big play at the big time. You simply pointed out penalties, and you see it there. There was one on the 4th down play for the Beef on their opening drive, and then on a 4th down there for the Eagles, they take a holding penalty.
Yeah, and it's mistakes in key situations.
So
key mistakes in key situations.
4th and about 14 coming up for the Eagles here. Big play. Most likely he's going to have to heave one to the end zone and see if you can't have one of your big wide receivers make a play for you. Jordan Boykin in motion, and David Genesis. Oh, that's a bad snap. And Ioannidis will have to go and pick it up. He's scrambling, and he will just throw one up, and it is actually intercepted, which really works out pretty well for if you're an Eagles fan, because you pick up probably about 6 or 7 yards. Not a huge difference, but at the same time better than it would have been. So the first possession for the Eagles kind of ends with them shooting themselves in the foot with the holding penalty and then the bad snap interception.
Yeah, and that's kind of serves as a punt right there. You kind of want to throw that ball deep and get out of that kind of field position. And unfortunately for the Eagles, they can't capitalize on this great field position that the special teams gave them.
And then, Ben, you were here doing the game a couple of weeks ago, and they really struggled with the quarterback-center exchange. You haven't seen it really rear its ugly head right now until, unfortunately, at the worst time on 4th down right there.
Yeah, exactly. And they haven't had too many mistakes with that today. I mean, a couple snaps have been low, but they've been made improvement on that.
Alrighty, 1st down handoff to number 3, Jeff Mack for the Omaha Beef, able to pick up about 6 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 4 right at midfield. And the Beef are talking once again in a 21-20 game here in the second half. Quarterback Joshua Floyd in the shotgun formation with Jeff Mack standing to his right. Floyd takes the snap. QB power a little bit. Oh, big hole for Floyd, sneaking outside, able to pick up the 1st down and get inside the Eagles' 20-yard line.
And that was a good block right there up front by the offensive line. And that was able to spring him for 1st down right there. We'll go back to the replay. He ends up, getting the snap right here. And like you said, it was a power run right here. And he just, goes straight up the middle right here. Little cutback at the end there just to pick up some extra yards, but definitely a good 1st down, a good run by the Beef right there.
So 1st and 10 inside the Eagles 20 as a Let's Go Eagles chant breaks out, trying to fire up their defense. Joshua Floyd Jr. in the shotgun, takes the snap, little screen pass outside, and is batted down by big number 49, Leon Mackey. Leon Mackey kind of been all over the place on defense for the Eagles this evening.
Yeah, and Leon Mackey's been making plays all over the place, like you've been saying tonight. He's been all over the place, and he's made sacks, and he's been a terror out there on the defensive side. And right there, get your hands up. You can't get to the quarterback, just get your hands up and try to deflect it.
One of the oldest adages in football.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 here coming up for the Eagles with under 10 minutes, for the Beef with under 10 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Floyd takes a shotgun snap. He will give it to number 3, Jeff Mack. Mack spinning off a tackler, able to fight his way for about 5 or 6 yards. The ball came out at the end, but the referees will rule him down by contact.
Yeah, they ended up blowing the whistle there. It didn't look like he was down yet, but the whistle prevails here.
So it'll bring up about a 3rd and 4 here.
He was trying to pick up extra yards there and ended up getting putting the ball out too far.
3rd and 4 here for the Beef, bringing up, looks like actually a long 4, probably closer to 5. Would imagine this will be a throwing situation here for Joshua Floyd and company. Floyd in an empty backfield, Maurice Young and Jeff Mack in motion at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, looking as a wide open man across the middle of the field on the crossing route. He hits number 2, Jeremiah Oates, and Oates will have 1st and goal inside the Beef 5-yard line.
And right there, they're just trying to move the ball. Get 1st down, get a fresh set of downs, and actually have 1st and goal here. Just a crossing route right here, just to get you some extra yards. You see the pressure coming, so he has to get rid of the ball fast. So that's the perfect route for, when you get pressure like that.
Yeah, just nobody across the middle of the field for the Eagles defense. So 1st and goal for the Beef inside the Eagles 5-yard line here on the Beef's opening drive of the second half.
And the replay shows that open just, once you get rid of that guy that's supposed to be there in the middle, that just opens up the middle of the field.
Floyd takes the snap, he hands it off to number 3, Mack, and Mack turns his legs for about 3 yards down to the Eagles 1-yard line, bringing up 2nd and goal from just outside the 1-yard line.
Good hard run there.
Got to figure the Beef are going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, they have to keep it on the ground here. And as you see, the legs are turning right here. Give them the ball, keep on going, and you get to the 1-yard line. So you got a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line here.
Yeah, would not be surprised to see the Beef keep it on the ground 3 consecutive times if they had to.
Yeah, they definitely have to. They got to keep it on the ground here. I wouldn't want to risk a pass here, get an interception.
Bit of a Maryland eye wishbone look here for the Beef. The handoff to the up man, number 27, Dominic Sierra, and there is no room there for him whatsoever. He actually could lose about a yard on the play. Completely stuffed by big number 96.
Yeah, if you see right here, they get him at the point of attack. Blows up this block right here, sheds the block off and makes the stop right here. Sheds the block off and bam, hits him right in the hole.
Well, that brings up 3rd and goal for the Beef, just over halfway through this 3rd quarter. As the sold-out crowd here on hand tries to cheer on their defense. The snap under, sent a little bit of a triple option look, and he will find his way into the end zone. Joshua Floyd Jr., a 2-yard DD run, and he does a little bit of a dance after he scores.
Well, he's not the one that scored, and he's doing the dance.
Oh, you're correct.
Yeah.
I think he was bragging about his block right there.
Yeah, he was just excited that he blocked correctly there. And that's what you need in those plays. As you see that the defensive line went to the outside, and he just snuck right in there behind his O-line right there. And you see the dancing, he didn't score.
You're right. That was Dominic Sierra, who actually got stuffed on the play before, celebrating his teammate's touchdown.
Yeah.
And the
gotta show your teammate love.
Exactly right. The point after for the Beef is up, and it is no good. This one is no good. He hooked it wide to the left. So with 6:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, it is the Omaha Beef 27, the Chicago Eagles 21.
And you didn't want to come out to that kind of a start. Now they have to recover, and that's what they have been good at. They've been good at recovering. They start slow, and then they recover.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame, too, because that opening drive for the Eagles in the half, they really did a nice job. They got the good field position, got a first down, and had it inside the Beef 15-yard line, but they weren't able to convert, and then the Beef go right down the field and answer with a touchdown of their own.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for the Eagles. They've done everything right, and then all of a sudden they give the momentum right back to Omaha Beef.
As you'll see here right now, the touchdown, a bit of a triple option look.
Yeah, and you got to make that tackle there. And that if you're Anthony Hughes, you got to make that tackle in the backfield. You can't let him shed that tackle off and get to the house.
And to be fair to number 27, Dominic Sierra, who did have the touchdown dance afterwards, that was a nice block to spring the quarterback, Joshua Floyd, into the end zone.
Yeah, he had to celebrate the blocking. I didn't know we were celebrating blocking these days.
As you can see here, 27-21, the Omaha Beef over the Chicago Eagles here on the campus of the University of Illinois, Chicago. Eagles about getting ready to take the kickoff with number 5, Chris Perry, and number 40, Calvin Gant, back deep to return as they have been all evening. And the kick is away. It will be taken by Gant, a few yards shy of the goal line. Gant out to the 10, cutting across the field, and he will be taken down there at the 10.
Go.
Not able to get very much. Tracked down at about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good hit right there. It looked like he kind of slipped, though.
And you mentioned Gant dancing a little bit too much. Like he did the same thing. They were trying to cut it across the field rather than taking it north and south.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You got to take it north and south instead of trying to cut up the field and cut back, because you know what, you're going to lose yards right there. And you kind of notice that the defense is coming on you quickly, so you kind of got to make sure that you somehow elude the tackles and try to make more yards, especially if you're going to do something like that.
And we get a stoppage in play here for, I believe, another board issue. We've had many of those this evening.
Yeah, this is getting difficult.
So big drive here for the Eagles offense. Time winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You want to be able to respond to that touchdown. There's a little bit of a jet sweep action handed off to number 5, Chris Perry, and he stumbles. He lost the ball, but he was down by contact.
Oh, yeah, he was down by contact here. And the whistle blown, so that means that that's not a fumble. Got to bring that one back.
That is back-to-back possessions. We've seen the ball come out late, but the refs rule him down. As we will see here on the replay, I believe he was down.
Yeah,
stumbling a little bit,
yeah,
but he
and
was
there
down.
was a trip here too, which is, yeah, right there. The handoff wasn't clean, and he ended up tripping.
Oh, that was actually closer than I thought. That one could have went either way, but there is no review here, so the call on the field will stand, and it'll be 2nd and about 9 for the Eagles offense. Now he takes a shotgun snap, looking to throw, still looking. He will go down.
Oh, good
sacked by
sack
3
right
different
there.
members by the Omaha Beef.
There's a lot of dancing going on out there, and I think the officials are going to want to get control of this game before tempers flare up and things get out of hand.
Kawan Alfred was the first man to Anthony Ionati right there, and he will most likely be the one credited with the sack.
And it's just a three-man rush. There's really no extra lineman coming in, and it's more of a coverage sack right here, and he just beats the guard here. He beats the lineman on the end right there.
So big play right now for the Chicago Eagles. 3rd and 15, trailing by 6 points here with about 4:50 remaining left in the third quarter. Anthony Ionati will take the snap. Look to his left, throwing, got a man open, and it is caught by number 5. That is Chris Perry. Just a little bit of an out route. The throw was high, but Perry was able to grab it and bring it in for a huge Eagles first down.
And right there, all you want is a completion for a first down. And we got the snap. And he's got a lot of protection there. They even got an extra blocker in the backfield there, and he ends up hitting his man. And it looks like he threw it behind him. Good for him that he did throw it behind him, because it looked like he had the barrier right there. So that was kind of a good play for him to throw it behind him.
Alrighty, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for the Eagles. The snap to Ionati, a little bit of an option pitch. He pitches it to Phillips. Phillips, man, again, another huge hit into the boards. Phillips able to pick up about 6 yards, though, setting up a 2nd and manageable for that Eagle offense.
Good run right there by Phillips. Little option play like you were saying. So here goes the option. He sees Phillips, so he pitches it off to Phillips, and Phillips creates about 3 or 4 yards after the pitch. Great play right there. Good play. That could have broke for even more, but you got to give the Beef credit. They got good defense.
And 3 here for the Eagles. Stacey Howard, your motion wide receiver. Ionati back to pass. He's looking for Howard. That saves probably the catch for 4, and he's just unable to come up with the grab. Another great effort, but the defender, number 8, Stephen McCord, was able to break that one up, unlike he was able to do in the first half.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to the back of the end zone. Like you said, it was the play before, and he goes up. He can't make the grab. Good defense by the Beef right there. You might want to underthrow that one a little bit and let the offensive player, your receiver, go up for that and try to make a grab right there.
The old intentional underthrow, which is kind of like the back shoulder throw.
Exactly.
You see that Aaron Rodgers has perfected in the NFL.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I almost called him Aaron Andrews.
Right.
Close enough.
No, I'm good on that one.
Anthony Ionati under center here on 3rd down. A little bobble snap, and it was recovered by the Omaha Beef. The center quarterback is Shane's coming back to bite the Eagles once again.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate that happened right there, especially now that they were knocking on the door. So another huge mistake in a key situation.
It goes back to what you were talking about before the game. It's like they're on the border of doing some really good things and putting a really good team together, but you get in a key situation like this, as well as on the opening question of the half, and they just continually shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you get 2 or 3 possessions a game that really determine what the game outcome is. And some of their, you know, basically they have key mistakes in key situations where it reverses the outcome of the game and they're not on the winning side. And that's what they have to eliminate. Like the mistake right now, you're knocking on the door and you got a chance to, you know, try to get a touchdown or get a score and you end up doing a turnover. On the play before that, you had good field position, you get a penalty, you back yourself up. And you can't have that. You know, the opening drive, they ended up getting a penalty on that drive and backing them up, and you can't have those kind of situations.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, both of the 2 drives here in the second half, third quarter, for the Eagles were taken deep into Beef territory, but just two or three key mistakes. You look at it, you really need a defensive stop right here to not want to go behind by 2 possessions here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, you need to stop right here. You don't want to go into the fourth quarter down by 2 touchdowns.
All right, Joshua Floyd under center for the Beef. Floyd fakes a couple of handoffs. Now he's going to throw a screen. Oh, and he's got a ton of room. Number 3, Jeff Mack to the 15 to the 10, inside the 10-yard line to about the 7. A really nice play design right there by the Omaha Beef.
Yeah,
and it leads to a big play.
That kind of got me up here in the booth. He just goes back to drop the pass, and he lets the defenders get on him. So that's what works right there. You let the defenders converge on you, and then you dump off to an open man and let him run through space. And you saw how much space he had right there. Nice thing that the Eagles ended up, getting a tackle there, and now he would have took that to the house.
So that's a 1st and goal here for the Omaha Beef inside the Eagles' 10-yard line. Floyd takes the snap. He gives it off to Mack, and Mack will be forced out inside the 1-yard line. Mack just took that snap, ran it right around the right side, and there was nobody there before finally being forced out inside the 1-yard line.
And he wanted a touchdown on that one. He thought he crossed the pylon or broke the plane. And he just takes it himself. Little QB. Oh, actually, he got the handoff. And then he takes it around the edge, and there's only one defender out that way. And it looked like he might have got in there, but hey, we're going to go with the call on the officials. So
2nd and goal inside the 1 here for the Beef. Now inside of a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Joshua Floyd will be under center with Mack behind him. Floyd takes the snap, the pitch to Mack, and he is met at the 1-yard line. Nice tackle by Anthony Hughes to stand him up inside the 1-yard line, bring up a 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
Good play by the defense here, and they're trying to hold him here, and they need to hold him right here and actually, get off the field and let their offense get back on the field. They're still only down 1 touchdown, so so the Beef are going to let this run down, huh?
Yes, sir. So a huge play coming up for the Eagles defense starting the 4th quarter. It will be 3rd and goal inside the 1 with the Beef up 27-21 here on the Illinois Media School Sports Network.
Out of all the schools I applied to, Illinois Media School was the first to personally guide me through the financial aid process. Not only did the school offer classes in my field, but hands-on experience with all of today's modern broadcasting equipment. Illinois Media School gave me all the tools I needed to find a career in broadcasting. While in class, I worked one-on-one with real professionals in the television and radio industry. Job placement helped me find the perfect internship where I had real, on-the-job training. No other school offers a program as exciting and educational as this. My name is Mandy, and Illinois Media School helped me achieve my career in broadcasting.
I could have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. There's so many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School. You can go if you don't like the college that you go to, you don't like the major, or maybe you just want a fresh start for someplace new. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Hey, it's Frankie, and the Illinois Media School, formerly the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, provides hands-on broadcasting and online media training and fully equipped radio and TV studios and web-based computer labs. The instructional staff consists of broadcast media and professionals like myself with many years of broadcasting and online media experience. I have watched some of my former students get jobs and excel in the industry. Upon graduation, students are well prepared to enter the broadcast media industry. Check out our campus in Chicago and in Lombard and visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com to learn how to get started.
SportsTownChicago.com is your place for NIHL high school club hockey.
Ooh, wow.
Every goal, all of the checks, and every jarring hit. SportsTownChicago.com, in a league of our own.
We are back here live on the campus of Illinois Chicago at the UIC Pavilion for Chicago Eagles football. Absolutely monstrous play coming up right here for the Eagles defense. 3rd and goal from the ball at the 1-yard line. It's right in front of us, just a hair outside the 1-yard line for the Omaha Beef offense right here. Got to figure there's a good chance that their quarterback, Joshua Floyd, keeps the ball here. We'll see what happens. Floyd under center here. He takes the snap. And I don't think he got it. No, he did not.
Great stop.
It will be 4th and goal from inside the 1.
You kind of want to see some defenders punching that ball out right there while they're holding them up and the whistle didn't blow.
Now, obviously field goals are no gimmies in this league, but a field goal here from inside the 1 would make this a 2-possession game. But it does not appear that their head coach, Corey Ross, has any idea of kicking a field goal here. So here we go.
And we need to stop right here.
4th and goal inside the 1. Play of the game right here for the Eagles defense. Joshua Floyd lined up under center with Jeff Mack, the tailback behind him. Got to figure this is a running play right here. Oh, offsides. Oh, they're going to blow the play dead, though, which is a break for the Eagles defense because Josh Floyd walked into the end zone. Now, will this be a false start or will it be an offside is the question.
I think it might be a false start.
I honestly thought it was an offsides on the Eagles, if I'm being completely honest. But like I said, Floyd was in the end zone, so it's going to work to their advantage either way.
Well, I'm trying to, help them out. Trying to be on
It was offsides. But the play was blown dead. So with where that ball was before the set, the ball is going to move about 2 inches closer to the goal line. So it really doesn't hurt you too much there if you're the Eagle defense. But at the same time, again, a huge situation here with 4th and goal from the 1. And when I say the 1, it's about an inch away from the goal line. So here we go. Once again, Joshua Floyd lined up under center. Floyd takes the snap and he will walk in untouched. Way too easy for an Omaha Beef touchdown.
And are they ever going to flag this guy dancing back here? But going back to the replay here, this is way too easy. And it was like a delay QB sneak because he waited a second to see the hole open up and then he took advantage of it.
I think Floyd going left on the play that was blown dead kind of caused the Eagle defense to over pursue that way, and there was just nobody back to the right.
And they didn't want to have another penalty right there as well, so I think they weren't as aggressive as they might have been if the penalty didn't happen.
So the point after attempt for the Omaha Beef trying to make it a 13-point game here at the UIC Pavilion. The kick is up, and he drills it right through. So with 14:05 to play here, it is the Omaha Beef 34, the Chicago Eagles 21. And if you're the Eagles offense now, down 13 here in the 4th quarter, really this is a much touchdown drive right here for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a must score right now. They're down by 2 scores, 34-21. So they need some kind of offensive possession here. There's plenty of time in this game. They don't need to rush or they don't need to panic or anything like that. But at least get a score right here. March down the field, get a good drive right here, and then next thing you know, after that, you're still down by 1 score, get a defensive stop, and then get the ball back and try to get another score. It can be done. They have made comebacks in the past, and they can do it this time as well.
Chris Perry once again lined up deep on the Eagles kick return team, this time joined by Chris Muhammad. So once again, we have the Chris brothers back deep for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Chris team.
And obviously, starting field position always a key here. So if the Eagles, who were down also by 2 scores in the first half, also in the second quarter, and able to tie it at the half. So this isn't really unfamiliar position to them, but you want to get a good start, and that starts here on your with your kick return team.
Yeah, and they can get a good start off right here, and they've had pretty good starts here off their kickoff team. Other than that one that they had that was backed them up, but still. They've had pretty good field position out here. Let's just see what they do here.
And the kick is away. It's a high one. It does not clip the roof, though, and it is taken by Chris Perry. Perry to the 10, to the 20. Ooh. Able to get to about the 17-yard line there, was Chris Perry. A really nice tackle by number 8, Stephen McCord, who we've said his name quite a few times this evening on that Omaha defense and special teams.
Yeah, and you know what? He almost broke that one, and you were hoping that he could break that one. And here's the replay on the score. Just a delay right there, waiting for the hole to open up. And you could tell they weren't as aggressive because of the penalty previous to that, so it kind of took a little steam off their rush.
All right, your wide receivers on this possession for the Eagles are Jordan Boykin, Stacy Howard, and I believe I saw Julian Williams in there as well. I'm sorry, no Julian Williams. He ran out. David Gennison is the one in there, with Calvin Phillips lined up next to Anthony Iannotti in the shotgun. Iannotti takes the snap, looking to throw, still looking. Dangerous pass.
Very dangerous
bobbled
pass.
And caught by Stacey Howard. There's also is a flag in the backfield as well. We'll see what this one is. Holding once again on the Eagles, and it was once again on number 79, Fred Ruff, the big fella, having a bit of a rough day back there.
Yeah, and it's too bad because you know what? That was a good gain right there, and now you negate it with a penalty.
So you back up the Eagles, so it will be a first and I believe 15 here for the Eagles, and which is quickly becoming a much score time with the clock ticking almost to the 13-minute mark remaining in the game right now. Same receivers as last time, Howard, Gennison, and Boykin. Howard and Boykin will be your motion receivers. Ionati takes the snap, looking to throw a blitz coming from, going deep for Boykin. He's got him open. It is caught by Jordan Boykin. Boykin to the 10, fighting off a tackler, carrying defenders inside the 10 to the 6, all the way down to the 5-yard line. Huge play by Jordan Boykin.
And that's what the offense needed right there. That's what the team needed right there, because now, you know what, they get a score here. They're down by 1 touchdown. They can build off this.
I'll tell you what, if I'm quarterback Anthony Ionati right now, I'm continuously going to look for number 3.
Jordan Boykin.
Yes, sir. He is a big fella on the outside, and these defensive backs are having a really tough time staying in with him.
They can't really guard him back there because I think he's a little bit too, he's big. He's a lot bigger than they are.
Yes, first and goal for the Eagles inside the 7-yard line of the Beef. Ionati takes the snap, hands it off to Phillips. Phillips with the hole, dancing to the left, into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Great touchdown right there.
Calvin Phillips, no celebrating there, just charges back to his bench and throws the ball into the stands. And we have ourselves a one-possession ball game once again.
That's a great way to answer back. It's a great way to answer back. And here we go as we look at the replay. And low snap, but nice recovery right there. Give it to your workhorse. Calvin Phillips, he scores, and he scores another touchdown to add to his team-leading touchdown.
Yeah, your backs are against the wall. Who do you go to? Your two big playmakers on offense. First Jordan Boykin, and then Calvin Phillips afterwards.
Right there, and that's the tandem that you need to be successful out here.
All right, David Thomas in to try to point after, trying to cut it to a 6-point game.
If you didn't notice in the replay, Boykin was the one out in front blocking right there.
Like you're talking about, he's a big body out there, both catching the ball and blocking for his running back, Phillips. High snap, put down, kick is up, and it is right through. So, with 12:13 here remaining in the fourth quarter, it is the Beef 34 and the Eagles 28.
Yeah, good way to come back right here. As we take another look at the replay brought to you by the Illinois Media School. It's a low snap, ends up handing the ball off. Calvin Phillips might have lost a little bit there, but then he recovers and he takes to the house. Good blocking up front by Mr. Boykin.
As you mentioned, he had his DB about 3 yards deep into the end zone.
So there was no one that was going to touch Calvin Phillips there. So with good blocking, that's just an easy thing for Calvin Phillips to get to the house.
All right, big possession upcoming now for that
defense.
That Eagle defense. 6-point game. Got a little bit of momentum back on your side. Really want to get a stop here. See if you can get the ball back for your offense with a chance to take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and this right now, the defense has to step up and they have to make a stop right here. Get the ball back for their offense and keep that momentum on their side and try to, answer and get another touchdown here. Because if they get another touchdown with the field goal, they go up by 1.
Jonathan Ray and DeAndre Woodland, a name who we have yet to say today, back deep for the Beef on this kick return. Will be booted away, as it has been all night, by number 11, David Thomas, for your Chicago Eagles. As we see here, again, the bomber,
that's what sets it up. And Boykin goes out deep, and he makes a good catch, and that's his side right there. That's his side right there, and he's been making good catches on that side all night, or since 2 weeks ago.
Thomas will boot it from his own goal line. Dives like a duck at the 5, passes back the returner, and bounces out of the end zone, which is really a break for the Omaha Beef right there. A touchback, which I believe comes out to the 5-yard line.
Let's see where they bring this out.
Yeah, 5-yard line. So really a touchback, if you're the kicking team, a touchback is good news for you right there.
Yes, it is, because you don't get a return.
Exactly. So you're going to start deep in your own territory at the 5-yard line, forcing the Omaha Beef offense to go the length of the field. So quarterback Joshua Floyd will lead his troops back on the field.
And, it's curious to see how the Omaha Beef are going to come out here and answer this, or answer that touchdown by the Eagles. But definitely the Eagles can, withstand this drive right here and try to hold this offense, minimum a field goal, even if that. But you definitely want to hold them here.
A handoff on the jet sweep, a little bit of room out there, but a nice play made by number 18, Chris Muhammad, to shove the ball carrier, number 0, Maurice Young, out of bounds, only gaining about 3 or 4 for Young.
And we go back to this replay here. It's a sweep and good defense to hold them to minimum yards here. And it helps by sealing off that edge. You see, he seals off that edge, and then he ends up getting his other guys to come in on the backside to make the tackle.
All right, Floyd under center now, 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd takes the snap, puts his foot in the ground, delivers it, and a huge play to number 4, and that is Kane, the man who has been talking all evening, and he will take it into the end zone for a huge Omaha Beef touchdown. Yeah. Kane Farquharson with just a gigantic response right there. And you know what? After you make a play like that, you are more than welcome to say a few words.
He can do that now. He's not blocking anymore. He's actually scoring. And he does this on his own, actually. Well, a little help from some blocking there. And that might have been a questionable clip at the end. And then he just keeps it taken to the house. And there you go.
That's a dagger in the heart of that Eagle defense.
Exactly, especially when you got that score and now this happens to you. It kind of puts a damper on your parade out there.
The extra point attempt here by the Beef is up, and it is right through to make the score. The Omaha Beef 41, the Chicago Eagles 28. And now I think if you got to turn the page over to the Eagles offense now, kind of the same story as your last question. You got to get the ball in your playmakers' hands, specifically Boykin and Phillips.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying here. We go back to the replay. He looked like he sidearmed that too, and he had pressure coming up. And just 1 second, and this is a game of seconds and inches. And 1 second late, he probably gets sacked there or the ball gets deflected, but he got rid of it just in time. And right here, he is out of bounds. If we go back, as we slow it down right here, great work right here by the camera crew. He is out of bounds right there. I think the line is part of the out of bounds, so that's a missed call.
If it's not, it should be.
Yeah, that's
especially
a missed
for that
call.
play.
That's a missed call by the officiating crew, but we'll have to brush that one off and live with it. It's still a 2-possession game. In indoor football, anything can happen.
Absolutely. We just had 2 scores in about 100 seconds there,
yeah, exactly.
So still plenty of time. But with that being said, you do not want to give the Beef the ball back up 13 in the 4th quarter, Auburn. So a huge drive here for the offense of your Chicago Eagles.
Yeah, they need it right here. They need a score. They need to answer back, and they need to answer back quickly. And you don't want to make this a track meet, so you want to answer quickly, and then you want to get that defense out there so they can end up shutting the Beef down and get the ball back, and then you score, and then we all go home with a win. That's the way I planned it out.
Once again, number 5, Chris Perry, and number 40, Calvin Gant, deep to receive, and that ball hits the speaker, so the Eagles will get good starting field position right at midfield.
That's exactly what they needed right there. That's what the doctor ordered.
The real shame of that last possession, too, is obviously the touchback, pitting them deep in their own territory, then a good defensive play on first down, but you can see here, it's a really nice catch at one from Farquharson.
And you got to make this tackle up here. And I'm not sure what happened there, and I don't know if he was man-to-man coverage or he was waiting, but you got to make that tackle there. And then you see a miss in the a miss penalty, a block in the back, but that happens.
So it actually looks like they're going to bring the ball even further into Beef territory here. So the rule is the ball is dead at the spot of the contact made with the speaker, and the speaker is hanging over about the 20-yard line. Thus, the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 on the Beef 20-yard line.
Yeah, and this is great field position for the Eagles, excuse me. So let's see if they can capitalize on this. And you would like to see them capitalize on this because, you know, you score fast here, you get the ball back. I mean, you have your defense go out there, and then you get the ball back, score again.
Gennison and Howard in motion. Phillips sitting behind the quarterback. He takes the snap. That is Iannotti, and he is dragged down for about about a 2-yard gain, if that.
And way to make up yards there, because he was initially stopped. He did that cutback, as the replay will show right here, is that he did a cutback. He was initially stopped in the backfield. So right here, he's supposed to be stopped there and tackled, so he makes a cutback and gets a few more yards upfield.
2nd and 9 for Anthony Iannotti and company here. Ball inside the Omaha Beef 20-yard line. Clock ticking inside of 11 minutes here in the 4th quarter at the UIC Pavilion. Iannotti will be in the shotgun with Calvin Phillips on his left. Howard and Boykin will be your 2 motion wide receivers. Iannotti takes the snap, looking to throw, going for Howard, got him for the touchdown. Easy pitch and catch for Iannotti and Howard, and the Eagles respond right back to bring themselves within 7, pending the extra points.
And that's exactly what they needed right there. They needed to answer back, and they needed to answer quickly. And this is just a crossing route. It looks like he turned back to the outside. He was going to go in, and then he turns back to the outside, and he's wide open right here, and he just gets to the house. It looks like he wasn't even touched.
Cannot tell you how impressed I am with the skill position players of the Eagles, specifically Howard and Boykin, and then obviously Phillips, the running back, as well. They got some real dangerous guys on the outside.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, they should be 4-0 right now, but just because of mistakes and the silly penalties at the wrong time, they're not.
And the extra point by David Thomas is up, and he drills it right through. So once again, it is a 6-point ball game, 41-34 with 10:24 to play. We talked about quick strikes here in arena football, and that was a 2-play drive, scored in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and as we see right here, as the replay by the Illinois Media School will show, that he drops back to pass. He's got a man wide open right there, and that's an easy, like you said, the pitch and catch right there.
So now if you are the Eagles defense, a bit of a disappointing possession last time to give up the long touchdown pass to Farquharson. But now you're in the same position, 41-35, still plenty of time left in this game. You want to get a stop here, get the ball back to your offense, see if they can't take the lead.
Yeah, and like I've been saying, you want to get a stop and you want to get the ball back, and that's what's key right here. Do not let the Beef be on the field for too long of time, and try to get the momentum back on your side as quickly as possible. I mean, you got a lot of time, but you don't want to lose all the time. Like I was saying, don't burn too much daylight. Get stuff done as you can, and try to squeak this win out for yourself.
Jonathan Ray and DeAndre Woodland will be your 2 deep return man for the Omaha Beef. David Thomas, once again, your kickoff man for your Chicago Eagles.
They need a good return here.
Yeah, really, if you're an Eagle.
I mean, not a good return. They need a good stop here.
If you're an Eagle right now, you take another one of those touchbacks, just put them at the 5.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get them to mishandle the ball. That'd be great, too.
Thomas with the right-footed boot. Watch out for the speaker. He goes around the speaker, and it is another touchback. So exactly what we were talking, and a flag on the play. This might be a hold, so they could be starting here at about the 2.5-yard line.
Wow, that's great kick right there.
He hooked it around the speaker here.
And we do have a flag out there. I wonder what happened.
I believe this is going to go against the Omaha Beef. It looked like there were some extracurricular activities taking place. As you can see here on the replay, yeah, I mean, he scrapes the ceiling with it, goes around the speakers, and drops it over the 2 return men, and then it bounces out for a touchback. Holding on the Beef. So half of this, so they will start from the 2.5-yard line here.
That's great right
so
there.
So this is a defensive stand that you want to make if you're a member of the Eagles right now. You couldn't ask them in better field position. So as we mentioned, 1st and 10 for the Beef at their own 2.5-yard line here with 10:16 to play. 41-35 Beef lead, and Joshua Floyd Jr. leads his troops onto the field. Floyd under center, 2 motion receivers. Floyd's going deep. There's a flag on the play. That is incomplete.
Flag should have been
that could have easily been called pass. What is this? If this is holding in the end zone,
this might be a safety.
Could be a safety.
Let's see what happens here.
The flag is laying just inside the goal line right now. Let's see what the call is from our officials. A legal formation. I think I would. If you're close, Arvanitis, I think I might decline that penalty. You're only going to back him up here at the 2.5. You're going to back him up less than 2 yards.
And let's see in the replay, see where the holding does.
It was a legal formation.
Or illegal formation. Okay. So Eagles.
Yeah, I was going to say they did decline the penalty. So
yeah, because you want them to decline the penalty, so they lose it down.
Yeah,
right
instead of the 1.5 yards. So it will be 2nd and 10 for the Beef from the 2.5 yard line here. I think, like you mentioned, it was a little bit fortunate for the Eagles. They didn't get called for pass interference on that wide receiver either. Like there was some contact there. Joshua Floyd Jr. will take the snap under center, 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd takes the snap, looking to throw. Will throw a quick little hitch route, and it is caught. Oh, it's some nice moves made.
Nice moves right there.
That was by the receiver. I believe it was Jeremiah Oates. And a late flag comes in, which I believe is going to go against the Beef, which will be after the play. So which should set up a 3rd and long here. And we got an injured Eagle on the field.
That's not good.
I believe that is number 23, Deontay Ball, who had that monster game in his debut with the Eagles last week. Let's get the call from the referee. Offsetting. So it'll be 3rd and about 2 for the Beef, I should say, after those offsetting penalties. Let me just mention that the referee has a fantastic Chicago accent as well.
Yeah, he does. I like how he says Chicago.
Chicago. But you can hear some great run after the catch there by the wide receiver. That was Jonathan Ray, I believe. But a huge 3rd down here coming up for the Eagles defense. 3rd and about close to 4, I would say. As you can see there, Ball leaving the field. Looks like it was some sort of lower body injury. Alrighty. Big play right here. Joshua Floyd Jr. will take the snap from the shotgun. 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd all alone in the backfield.
Right here.
Floyd takes the snap, looking to pass, got a man wide open, and he threw it behind him.
Great defensive stop right there.
Had Jeff Mack pretty much standing alone, but the throw behind him will bring up what will either be a field goal or a situation where they will have to go for it. Again, no punting in this league.
No, there isn't.
Here
we go.
Looks like
if we look at the replay, he had him open, and actually had somebody streaking down the middle of the field he had open I was surprised he didn't go to as well.
He was absolutely wide open. That's the ball you need to complete if you're Mr. Junior. Alrighty, so the Beef will go for it here on 4th down. 6-point lead, 8:20 remaining. Huge play right here for the Chicago Eagles defense. Floyd with the shotgun snap, looking to throw. Still looking, got a man, same man open over the middle. It is Mack once again, and he's breaking tackles. There's a flag back here, though. Let's see what the penalty is. And we got another injured member of the Eagles out there as well, number 40, Calvin Gantz. 2 huge players down for the Eagles the last 2 plays. Let's see what the call is. It is holding on the Beef. A huge penalty will bring back that play.
Wow,
and it'll be 4th down once again. Now let's check on Calvin Gant real quick as well.
It looks like he might have a slight concussion there. He's slow to get up. And we go back to the replay. Let's see the hold came up in the middle, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It looked like it would happen on the center and in the middle of the field right there where the hold came up.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right about that.
Oh, and there's where he gets it. He gets a knee to the head, and that's
obviously
definitely
don't want to speculate on concussion injuries, but
and you see the
definitely
hold.
a blow to the head.
And the hold was drawn. They were holding Jordan Miller in the middle right there. And he's normally the one that takes up the block so other guys can be free to blitz and stuff like that.
Okay, so it's 4th and about 9 for the Beef, who are going to go for it from their own 4-yard line. So if you're the Eagles and you get a stop here, you're going to take over with the ball on the Beef 4-yard line. So needless to say, an absolutely gigantic play for the Chicago Eagles defense right now. Jackson will be alone in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, 2 of which come in motion before the snap. He takes a snap, looking to throw. Got pressure on him, dancing around in the end zone, gets out of it, throws across his field, and it's caught. What a play by the quarterback, Joshua Floyd. There's another flag here, which I believe, I don't know. I was thinking it's roughing the passer, but the coach is not happy about it for the Omaha Beef.
Looks like he might be over. He was over the line of scrimmage.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't consider that. Which would be a loss of down, so the Beef would take over, or the Eagles take over deep in Beef territory.
And are there 2 flags here?
There are 2 flags, but maybe for the same thing, for the same spot. I think you're right. It's going to be illegal. Well,
let's look at where the line of scrimmage is at right here. Where
it's about the 2 is the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's way past it now. Now he's past it.
I think he's past it.
He's almost at the 3 or 4 yard line there when he throws it.
Yeah. Let's see what the call is. Yep.
Yeah.
Which should be a loss of down. No, it's not a loss of down here. In the NFL, in the outdoor game, it's a loss of down, but it is not a loss of down here. So it will be, for the 3rd time, it'll be 4th down here.
And they got him on a scramble, so what happens
it was clearly past the
leaking
line of
out.
scrimmage.
Yeah, he's way out
Good
of
call
there.
by you, Ben, no doubt.
Yeah. He's at the 5 yard line. Yeah, I've officiated a couple games in my lifetime. You know?
Ben in mid-season form here, even though it's April. The ref's still discussing it. I'm surprised that's not a loss of down, to be honest with you.
And I think they're discussing that now. I think they're getting together and discussing what the exact rule
in every
is.
football game I've ever watched, that's been a loss of down. So surprising to me they would. There we go. We're going to have an announcement from them. That's a loss of down. It's going to be Eagles football. Yep, that's what I thought.
And right here, the Eagles have to capitalize.
So the Eagles will take over, and another flag, 2 of them actually.
And that's on the coach,
I believe so too.
On sportsman.
Looks like a pumpkin with that shirt on.
Yeah, he does.
So the Eagles will take over 1st and goal at about got to be the 2 or the 3 of the Beef here.
Yeah, they got to have it half of the distance to the goal line. So
with 7:41 here to play, a prime opportunity for the Eagles to take the lead right here.
And right here, I think you go to your workhorse, Calvin Phillips.
I will 100% agree with that.
Let him earn his money here.
All right, obviously, the situation speaks for itself here. 1st and goal, ball at the 2 yard line. Halfway through the 4th quarter here at the UIC Pavilion. 6-point lead for the Omaha Beef over the Chicago Eagles. Eagles ball, 1st and goal. It will be Anthony Ionetti with Calvin Phillips lined up next to him in the backfield. Actually, Ionetti called out the signals now from under center. Now he will back up into the shotgun formation. You will have 2 motion wide receivers to your left from the bottom of the screen. And there they go, the snap, pitch to Phillips. Phil fumbles the ball!
Wow.
And who has it? It is recovered by the Omaha Beef.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable. Phillips, it looked like a good pitch. He just could not handle it.
He didn't look the ball all the way in.
That is unbelievable. The refs are conversing.
And I wonder if it was out of bounds before
maybe. Nah, they're giving it to the Beef.
Okay.
And Ben, it goes back to what you've been talking about all game. On the verge of doing really good things, but the Eagles just cannot seem to get out of their own way.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because that's a huge break for the Beef because they were backed up in their own end, and you got to look the ball all the way through, and it's part of the fundamentals of football. It looks like he's not exactly. He doesn't look the ball all the way through, and he looks up.
Another flag here. What's this one? And that's just not a smart penalty right there. You're just compounding. It's a 6-point game with 7 minutes left. You got him pinned to back deep. That's just not a smart penalty for the Eagles.
That's not a smart penalty at all. And this is starting to get out of hand for them. And they need to score. They need to get a defensive stop here. And it looks like they're going to be moving the ball up to the 25. Oh, the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's a 15-yard penalty, so you're going to move it out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, we're going to have to see here. Yeah, he didn't look the ball in. As the replay just shows us right here, is that he doesn't look the ball all the way in, and he ends up, losing eyesight of the ball. Yeah, and this is one of the things of being, you have to be fundamentally strong to take over the game. I mean, you got to be from top to bottom, what is it, 40, 60 minutes, you got to be completely sound and fundamentally sound.
Off his back foot again. He was and it's going to be a personal foul called on a low hit on the quarterback. Call on number 56, Walton. Eagles kind of falling apart here with the penalties. Back-to-back personal foul penalties after the turnover. And the Eagles kind of need to regain their composure here a little bit.
Yeah, they do. They need to string this in back and try to regain their composure here because this isn't good right now.
So, the Beef, thanks to the help of the Eagles, have marched the ball due to penalties to the 15-yard line of the Chicago Eagles. It's a 41-35 game with just a tick inside 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. And if you're the Eagles now, you got to rain a little bit, try to get a big stop.
I kind of think that's reaching for the flag too quickly there because
as we
saw the replay, he's looking down. There's no way he can see that ball's coming out.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was borderline as well. But, in day and age in any football, they're going to try to protect the quarterback.
Yeah, and you kind of got to raise up, and you kind of got to, he's leading with the crown already, so.
Joshua Floyd Jr. with the shotgun snap, 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd's pump fakes. He's going to scramble up the middle. He's got some room. Floyd inside the 15 to about the 11-yard line for a gain of 4, bringing up a 2nd and 6.
And if you're the Beef right here, you kind of want to, let the minutes run off the clock right here. And he's going to pump fake, and then he's just run up the field. And that's kind of what they want. I think these are all designed to look like passes, but really in actuality, they are going to run the ball, and they're going to keep it. I mean, they don't want any kind of incomplete pass to stop the clock. They don't want any of that stuff.
Let's be honest here. Outside of that 1 yard or that one long pass, been very little in the air game for the Beef today. Fake handoff, then a handoff off the middle to Mack. Mack breaks a tackle, shakes a tackle to about the 7-yard line. It will be 3rd and 2.
And I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag on that one. That looked like a suplex there. I think they might have to call a timeout here. The coaches might want to get the Eagles settled down here. Yeah, so you're inside of the 6-minute mark now with a 3rd and we'll call it 2 from the 7-yard line. Obviously a huge set of possessions here with time beginning to run down in the fourth quarter for the Eagle defense. Joshua Floyd Jr. lined up under center, Mack behind him. 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd takes a snap, looking to throw, pump fakes it, open for the touchdown. And it's Farquharson once again. The man will let you know when he's in the end zone, and he proceeds to hit the quan afterwards. Yeah, he does. He does the quan. I don't see why they're not flagging him. I mean, that's showboating at its finest.
Farquharson giving the entire team body 5.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to look at it, though. Farquharson with 2 gigantic plays here in the fourth quarter.
2 touchdowns at the end.
So he's backed up his talking with this play in the fourth quarter as the Beef with a 12-point lead pending the PAT.
But, I mean, normally don't you want to do the quan in the end zone instead of in the middle of the field?
You would think so, but... The kick is up, and it is good, stretching the Beef lead to 48-35.
And you know what? There's still plenty of time here, and still they have to the Eagles got to reel this in and get a score right.
Yeah, that's a tough change of momentum though when you're looking at they take over on the Beef 3-yard line with a chance to go in and take the lead, and now you find yourself down by 13 points.
And that's a heartbreaker right there, and that's a huge letdown. You're right there knocking on the door. And once again, it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the game. On paper, they should be winning most of all their games. But unfortunately, they've had momentum, or they've had things like that go wrong where they're, trying to hand off, got a key fumble in a key situation, penalties in key situations, opening drive of the second half, they get a huge penalty, backs them up after they got good field position. So things like that, you understand this is a franchise team, but you're about at your, fourth or fifth game right now, and these things need to get shored up, and they need to be, basically what fundamental and good football teams look like.
As you mentioned, though, in the arena game, 5:06 down 13 certainly isn't an insurmountable deficit by any means, and the Eagles try to get started off with their kickoff team with Calvin Gantz actually back there, who we thought got dinged in the head a little earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's good to see him back there returning this kick, along with Chris Perry, who's been out back there throughout the entire game. So the right-footed kick from the Omaha kicker. And Gant on the return. He's at the 15, but there's a flag on the play. But the 25 to the 20 to the 15 down the left side. And he cuts back inside at the 10-yard line. But there is a penalty flag on the play. And we did just get word from Danielle on the sideline that Calvin Gant just got dinged a little bit, and he's fine to go back in. And yes, as we suspected, a block in the back on David Gennison there will bring back that nice return. And we can sit here and preach it all day, but penalties and shooting yourselves in the foot has been a killer for this Eagles team all day. Yeah, it has, and it's unfortunate, and it's heartbreaking, especially to the fans, that come out here. But, I mean, right now, they still, with all that going wrong, they're still in the game. I mean, really, technically, they're still in the game. With all this going wrong, all this misfortune, they're still knocking on the door. And if they get a touchdown here, they end up bringing the defense out, get a stop, and get another touchdown. So they're definitely still in this game. They just need to, shore it up and start playing like, they want to win this game. Gennison, Howard, Boykin, and Phillips, your skill position players with quarterback Anthony Ionati in the shotgun with Phillips to his left. Ionati takes the snap, looking to his left to throw. Now he will scramble, pitches it to Phillips. Phillips cuts back out a hole at the 15. A huge block by Howard. Phillips needs to hold on to the ball, which he does. Ends up getting about 9 yards out of it. What a block there by Stacey Howard. And he turned a loss into a gain, so that's pretty good right there. And I would like to see this happen a lot more often, because look at how much yardage he gets right there, and he's so elusive in the open field and in the open space, and he's hard to bring down. So screenplays for him are like magical, because he can create yardage, and it's hard to bring him down, and he's elusive in space. He takes the shotgun step, hands it off to Phillips. Phillips with a bit of a hole off the left side, chugging the legs to the 21-yard line, picks up a first down. Will be 1st and 10 for the Chicago Eagles. Kind of reminds me of that guy that used to play over there by Lakeshore Drive last year that we no longer have. He's kind of a forte guy. Keeps running. He keeps running between tackles, and if you hit him in space, good catcher out of the backfield. He did have that one mistake, but still, everyone makes a mistake, so try to let him get, regain or get that confidence back. Ionati, the shotgun snap, standing about his 15-yard line. Play action, fake to Phillips, and Ionati is going to go down. Sacked by number 5, Devin Bridges once again. Devin Bridges called his name many times this evening. He has been all over the field. And now the clock is starting to become a factor for the Eagles, trailing 48-35 with 3:14 here remaining in this fourth quarter. And this sack puts you in, 2nd and long, so now you have to come out and pass at least. And, this would be a nice time to throw a screenplay out there to Calvin Phillips and let him take the ball. As you mentioned, second and long, but you got to figure this is 4-down territory for the Eagles. So you do have 3 downs to pick up what amounts to about, I would say, 15 or 16 yards. Yeah. So let's see what they come out with here. Yeah, then you got to look to your big playmaker on the outside, Jordan Boykin, right now. See if you can't get him running down the sidelines, throw one up to him, let him go up there and make a play against these smaller Omaha Beef defensive backs.
Or even Stacey Howard. Well, we got the late to the Quan. Oh, we're doing the whip now.
No, let's just stop this. Stop the whip, 2K16, please.
Oh, he's showing her how to do it.
No, we're done here. Back to football anyway. Anthony Iannotti will take the shotgun snap, standing at his 9-yard line. 2 motion wide receivers in Boykin and Howard. Iannotti takes the snap, still looking, pumps, throw it again, and he's got it.
Good catch there. Good way to get some yards.
Nice grab by David Gennison to about midfield. Got most of the loss back, to be honest with you. Brings up a 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 4, just past the midfield marker.
And good crossing route right there. And good way for Iannotti to step up in the pocket and give himself a little bit more time there. And he did what he needed to do under pressure. Step up in the pocket, give yourself a little bit more time so you can make a good completion there.
Already clock ticking inside the 2.5-minute mark here. Beef still leading by 13 over the Eagles. Big 3rd down play coming up here. Iannotti takes the snap. Pump fakes to his left, going. Oh, that's easily pass interference. Got mugged. Who else? Jordan Boykin gets absolutely mugged right down the left sideline.
He was on one-on-one coverage out there. The corner was on one-on-one coverage by himself, and he got burnt there.
And it'll be 1st down for the Eagles. And honestly, I don't blame the corner for that one. If you're going to get burnt for a touchdown, you might as well just take the penalty.
Exactly. And they're not in the end zone, right?
Exactly right, especially with a 13-point lead with the clock running down. The longer you keep out of the end zone, obviously, the better.
Yeah. And right there, I'm surprised there wasn't a little extracurricular flag after this, like unsportsmanlike, because he does grab him by the helmet. And it was the same play that they ran last week, and it worked again, but this time there was a penalty, and he held him. And that's kind of what the guy last week should have did. He should have grabbed him too, but good thing for the Eagles, he didn't.
1st and 10 inside the Beef 15-yard line for the Eagles. Iannotti takes the snap, looking, got Boykin to the 10, short gain, still fighting his way. Ends up getting an extra couple of yards out of that. Probably gets about 6 on the play. Was once again who else? Jordan Boykin. Second and about 5 coming up. Clock ticks inside the 2-minute mark
and
here in the 4th quarter.
A low snap right there, and that kind of throws the timing of the play. So we want to see a better snap there, and especially you need this in crunch time.
Iannotti takes a shotgun snap, pump fakes, looking now he's going to take off, got some room up the middle, carries the defender inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line for a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and goal here with 1:30 remaining. Want to pick up the pace a little bit right now if you are the Eagles.
You do. You want to get this touchdown like right now. You don't want to waste any more time.
Absolutely. So 1st and goal for the Eagles inside the 4-yard line. Iannotti takes the snap, hands it to Phillips. Phillips dances his way into the end zone for the Eagles touchdown.
And that's 2 touchdowns for Mr. Cal Phillips. And that's when you need him right there. And right here, I wonder if, no, they'll go for the field goal
you got to go for one here, try to make it a 6-point game here. 48-41, pending the extra point with 1:18 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
And Cal Phillips is a great dancer, and he just cuts back and he just goes along the line of scrimmage, as you see right there. And there's no playing around. He goes straight, no showboating for him. Just go straight to his coach and say, thank you for handing the ball to him.
Big extra point here from David Thomas to put it at make it a 6-point lead, give you the potential to win this game inside of a minute left. Kick is up. And he's right through, bangs it through. So with 1:18 left to play in the 4th quarter here at the UIC Pavilion, it is the Omaha Beef 48, the Chicago Eagles 42. And needless to say, a huge defensive series coming from your Chicago Eagles right here.
Yeah, big defensive series right here. They're going to need to get off the field as quickly as possible as time is not on their side.
Yeah, now keep in mind here, there will be a 1-minute warning. So the clock will stop inside of a minute, and the rules also dictate that inside of a minute, if the offensive team does not gain positive yardage, the clock also stops, and that's pretty much to prevent teams from taking knees in essence. So there are ways to stop the clock other than just timeouts, in which the Eagles do have 2 timeouts remaining.
And it speeds up the game also. I mean, you kind of don't like that kneel down play because it just, prolongs the inevitable. But at the same time, you kind of want, to continue to play offense. Don't just sit on the ball. And that's what's good about indoor football, is that they don't allow you to sit on the ball. You have to make positive yards. You still give, the defensive team a chance to win the game at the end.
Now, if you are the Eagles on this kickoff, I'm thinking that I'm going to try to keep this ball in the field of play and turf it somewhere. There's been a couple of weird bounces on kickoffs that the Beef return men have struggled with. So I think if you're the Eagles right now, you're going to want to try to put this somewhere in the field of play and see if you can't get a crazy hop.
And this is one thing about home field advantage. You kind of know where to put the ball at. So hopefully he knows where to put the ball at. He knows where the divots are, so he can just, bounce the ball and get a good bounce from the football. Or from the floor, I should say.
And we see Calvin Gant in front of us right now going back to the locker room. He did get dinged in the head earlier, so you wonder if he's going to get some. And there's a kickoff. They do turf the ball, just as I suggested, and it ends up in the end zone for a touchback. So the Beef will start from their own 5-yard line here with 1:15 to play in a 6-point lead.
Yeah, and this is going to be exciting right here because you got to get positive yards or you get the clock to stop. So right here, the defense can make a stand and get 4 and out and give the ball right back to the offense.
Now, the Beef's strength is their running game, especially with quarterback Joshua Floyd Jr. But running back Jeff Mack, number 3, also has had a pretty good game this evening. So you're going to get a heavy dose of the ground game right here if you're the Eagles defense.
Yeah, you definitely are, because you don't want incomplete passes as well to stop the clock. So definitely right here you're going to see this Beef offense try to run the ball.
Alrighty, Jackson will be under center, it appears, but there is an empty backfield. I think they're going to bring one of those guys in motion behind him. They do not. They're going to throw, and he will be sacked! Brought down by the big. Are they going to let a fumble? No, they say that he's down. Wow. Brought down by the big man, Leon Mackey. To be honest with you, Mackey is the only one who has done much along that Eagles defensive line this evening. And we are here at the 1-minute warning here at the UIZ Pavilion. It is the Beef 48, the Eagles 42. But a huge play by the defensive end, Leon Mackey, right there.
Yeah, a huge play by Leon Mackey. And like you said, he's the only one that's been doing something tonight. And I wouldn't want to say that, because you know what? It does take a team on the defensive line. And what you have is one guy eats up the 2 blocks and frees it up for the other guy on your team. So kind of a team thing that happens here in indoor football. As you can see, Mackey just goes around, and there's a little, if I'm correct, that was a little face mask right there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So right there, a little face mask, and it's just a simple rush. And he just goes upfield, fakes one way, and comes back inside for the sack.
So if you're the Eagles, this is the set of downs you want to stop now. You got to pin inside their own 4-yard line. It is 2nd and about 13 yards here with 1 minute to go. This is when your defense needs to step up and get a stop and get the ball back for your offense and try to win it late, just as you did 2 weeks ago.
Exactly, and you have to get positive yardage here, because if you don't get positive
inside
yardage,
1 minute now,
and you don't have really too much real estate back there to even back up even further, because now you're in the end zone. So let's see what happens here. Defense needs to make a stop right here.
All righty, Joshua Floyd Jr. in the shotgun formation will take the shotgun snap. He will give it, and he breaks outside. Mack does. Picks up a pretty good game. About 6 yards, but still, it's going to bring up a 3rd and pretty decent yards, about 7 or 8 yards for this Beef offense.
And right here, you got to use the timeout.
Which they did with 54 seconds remaining.
So now you got a 3rd down coming up here, and right now with this 3rd down coming up, it's going to be another key play where they need to make a stop here. No first downs here. They cannot give up another first down or this game might be over.
You're absolutely right. Now with 54 seconds left and only 1 timeout to play, this is a must-stop 2 downs for this Eagles defense.
And they've been running that wide receiver sweep play for quite a bit. So it looked like the Eagles were ready for that wide receiver sweep play. But what he did is that he cut it back to the open hole. So he knew that they were waiting for him there. So he ended up cutting it back. Got okay yardage. Got it over the line of scrimmage, but not enough, and this is a big third down right here.
No doubt. Joshua Floyd Jr. will take the shotgun snap. No backs at this point. 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd takes the snap, looking to throw, still looking, going to scramble, got some room to run, but he's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. Looked like Floyd had some room to run there, but he decided to try to drop it off to his running back, Jeff Mack, and it is 4th down and 7. And here's your ball game.
And this is the ball game right here. And I'm kind of curious of why he hasn't been running enough. I think he's trying to show off a little bit too much of his arm, because right here you kind of want to tuck this in and just run it and get some yardage here and let the clock run out, you know? Let the time run out, you know? There's no reason to stop the clock right there, and that's what he did. But fortunately for the Eagles that he did stop the clock and ready to go.
The Beef take one of their 3 remaining timeouts, so obviously only 2 now to try to set up this 4th down play as the crowd here at the UIC Pavilion gets into a little bit. What will be the play of the game here coming up on 4th and about 6.
Yeah, they're going to need their help, and they're amped up right now, so let's see what happens here. And he might have been over the line of scrimmage right there if we look at the replay right there. And maybe that's why, I mean, right there, I don't understand why you're passing the ball. You want to tuck that in, run the ball, get a few yards, and eat up the clock. Right now, the clock is your best friend if you're the Beef. And right there, they didn't take advantage of the clock being their friend. Got to take advantage of opportunities like this. And now this sets up a huge 4th down where, you know, right here, as you're saying, this is the game right here. If you don't get this 4th down and say you don't get positive yards here and you get a sack in the backfield, you get the clock that stops, and now you give the ball back to the Eagles.
So here we go, folks. Here's your play of the game right here. 4th down and 6 from the Beef 9-yard line. Joshua Floyd Jr. will take the shotgun snap with 2 motion wide receivers. Floyd takes the snap, looking, all day to throw. He's going to roll to his left. He's still looking. He's going to throw it, and it's tipped and incomplete. Broken up by number 5, Chris Perry, and the Eagles will take over on downs inside the Beef 9-yard line, down by 6 with 45 seconds to play.
Great play, and look at this. And once again, I don't understand why you're passing this football. You got to actually run the ball and try to, you know, eat up the clock. There's no reason for you to pass the ball right there.
That ball may have been completed if it wasn't for number 5, Chris Perry, breaking that up.
And that's another good thing right there is that he ends up breaking it up and getting his paw on the ball right there.
As you're just reading his eyes and getting it, and
right here, let's see right here, he gets his hands up. And if you can't get to the quarterback, and even at back there, if you can't get to the quarterback, you put your hands up and you deflect the ball.
Because as you can see, there was a wide receiver behind the defense there. So just tremendous play by Chris Perry, the reserve DB and running back. So here we go. 1st and goal for your Eagles. 45 seconds left. Ball on the 9-yard line, trailing by 6. Ionati with the snap, with Calvin Phillips standing next to him. 2 motion wide receivers here left. Ionati takes the snap, tries to keep it, cuts inside, gets 3 or 4 yards to the Beef 6, and the clock will keep running.
And they got to get up to the line of scrimmage here and hike the ball because the clock is not your friend here.
So they burn their final timeout. So, to reset the game for you, Beef 48, Eagles 42. 31 seconds remaining. 2nd and goal from the 6. The Eagles are out of timeout. The Eagles out of timeout's obviously a big factor here. You gotta think there's gonna be a pass play here, being that they're out of timeouts.
Yeah, and right here, there's a quarterback keeper, and I really think you kind of want to get the ball to Calvin Phillips, but it's a quarterback keeper, and we're confident in Ionata that he can, you know, keep the ball and keep it running. But you run in the middle of the field, and now you have to burn that last time out. And so you kind of want to go for a pass in that situation because if you get it incomplete, you get lift to play another down instead of burning a timeout.
Let's rewind it 2 weeks ago to the day. Eagles trailing late. Get the ball back with about 30 seconds remaining. Who was the man they found in the end zone?
Boykin.
Jordan Boykin.
And they need to go back to him.
A big-bodied wide receivers who will be lined up down low to Anthony Ionati's left here. Looks like he'll be by himself as well. So would not surprise me whatsoever if they try to force feed number 3 on this play. Ionati takes the snap. Oh, he's wide open. It's Howard for the touchdown, Eagles! Stacey Howard with a great route into the back of the end zone for the touchdown to tie us up at 48 with 27 seconds to play.
Right here, and this is a big field goal right here. Now, do you end up going for 2 or do you kick the field goal?
Kick the extra point and see if you can get that 1-point lead.
Yeah.
Now, as you mentioned in the first half, 27 seconds, a ton of time in arena football, especially when all they're going to need is a potential field goal to win the game. So obviously not over yet, but a huge extra point coming here from David Thomas.
Yeah, and this is a huge extra point because you definitely want to go up by 1 in this situation. And like you said, there's still a lot of time.
Alrighty, huge extra point. Thomas. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up.
Oh.
And he got it. Woo! He just barely got it, but he got it.
That was close right there. Might need a replay on that one ourselves.
Yeah, that
one was close.
It hit off the roof right above the goalpost. And folks, when I say that was close, that was about as close as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. That is as close as it gets.
Alrighty, so let's reset the game for you. Eagles take their first lead of the game today, as I believe we will see the Stacey Howard touchdown right here.
Yes, we will. And he's open in the back of the end zone.
Look at that route. Fakes to the outside.
Exactly. Fakes to the outside, comes back inside. He's open wide over the middle. He can't draw it up any better right there. Great route, great pass. Yeah, he can't do any better right there. So hopefully right now, defense comes out, makes a stop, get the victory, and we go home with a victory in our pocket.
As I just mentioned, let's reset the game for you. The Eagles just took their first lead of the ball game, up 49-48 over the Beef with 27 seconds remaining.
And this road was not an easy one at all for them to get to this point.
So the Beef, granted, they haven't tried, I believe they haven't tried a field goal yet this evening, and if it was early in the game. So they haven't tried a field goal yet, but all they need to win is a field goal. The Eagles getting ready to kick it off. The Beef have struggled with their returns here in the second half. So I would think the Eagles once again will try to ground the ball in the field to play and hope for another touchback. But we'll see what David Thomas has up his sleeve. Thomas boots it. It was a squib. It actually looked out pretty well. It's booted.
It's booted.
He picks it up inside the 5, and he will be tackled at the 5-yard line.
Great defense right there.
The Beef struggling all game to pick up the kick returns on the ground, and it happened once again. There a great skip by the Eagles kicker David Thomas, and the Beef will start from their own 8-yard line with 21 seconds left and 2 timeouts. As again, you get the touchdown by Stacey Howard.
Yeah, Stacey Howard opened the back of the end zone. Great play right there.
Alrighty. Need one more stop from the Chicago Eagles defense to get out of here victorious, their second victory of their young franchise.
Fans, look at number 96 on your Eagles. He's asking you to get up and get low.
As the Eagles fans start to get into it here. As he has all game, Joshua Floyd is your quarterback. 2 motion wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Floyd kicks his leg, takes the snap. A little bit of a bad snap. Floyd's got a man open. He can take a shot. And once again, it's Ferguson, and he makes the grab past midfield into Eagles territory with 15 seconds to go and an Omaha Beef timeout.
And it looks like they burned their timeout right there.
So they have 1 left, 15 seconds left. Again, I do not believe they have a ton of faith in their field goal kicker because they have yet to try one today.
I'm curious to see how many he has tried this year.
You ask and you shall receive.
Yeah.
Omaha Beef kicker is 3 for 15 on the year on field goals.
All right.
And he entered the game 13 of 19 on extra points. So it doesn't take a math major to tell you 3 for 15, not very good on field goals.
And that's why the Eagles are up by 1 because he missed the
extra point. Exactly right.
So we'll see what happens here.
So I'm thinking if you are the coach of the Omaha Beef, Corey Ross, I do not think you're playing for a field goal here. I think you're trying to get the ball in the end zone.
I think you want to get the ball in the end zone. And right here, they have to end up, the Eagles have to play solid defense right here. Stay disciplined. No silly mistakes or no silly penalties here.
Again, only 1 timeout left for the Beef. So if they do complete one in the field of the play and don't get out of bounds, they do have 1 timeout to burn. Floyd will take the shotgun snap, Jennings just inside of his own territory. Floyd looking to his left, still looking, backing up, still looking, hold, and it is intercepted! Intercepted, go down! Just go, we're taking it to the house, that works too. And the Chicago, he's running the clock out. He's still running the clock out. He's not down yet. Yeah, it's a touchdown. And the Chicago Eagles will win the game. What a game.
What an awesome game.
The flag is going to be a hold.
Yeah, well.
I believe it's going to be a hold on the Beef.
Let's see what happens here. And we're celebrating like we're
and Stacey Howard is doing snow angels at midfield. It's April, but there's still snow.
Yeah, there is still snow outside on the ground.
So the refs are conferring here. Let's see what the call is. Eagles all celebrating on the field right now. A little bit of ludicrous playing in the background. All I do is win. And needless to say, Farquharson's being taunted pretty hard right now after his shenanigans in this one.
And they're discussing this, so I wonder what this is going to be.
Like I said, I believe it was a hold on the Beef, but
I would imagine that it is. Decline.
Alrighty, and here's the call from the referee. That's what I thought. Holding on the Beef, that penalty will be declined.
Great win by the Eagles here.
End of the game. Your Chicago Eagles move to 2-3 with a dramatic. They have the final score right now as a 49-48 victory.
But it should be 56,
I
right?
thought you scored on that, but it's semantics at that point. The most important thing is the Eagles pick up a 1 in the W column.
And that is the most important thing. That's great that they pick up a win. And this is great. This is great for them. Look at the replay right here. He's under pressure right here.
Oh, no doubt. He gets 49, he gets held, no doubt.
And this is where the struggle is with being a smaller quarterback, is that you can't really see over the line. So he ends up just throwing it up. And Chris Perry with the interception.
And let's talk about
he takes it to the house right here.
Perry was also the defensive back that got his hand on the ball on the previous fourth down by the Beef.
Two
stops. Just absolutely gigantic plays by number 5 in blue, Chris Perry.
Yeah, and he's been making good plays all year this year. So you like to see that consistency and how they keep it going.
I believe we're going to throw it down to Danielle at some point with a post-game interview. So Danielle, we can see her on the field right now trying to grab somebody. So let's talk a little bit about that comeback victory for the Eagles tonight, Ben. I mean, got themselves in a 2-possession hole in both halves, but still able to come back and come out victorious with a dramatic 49-48 victory.
Back-to-back wins in the last second, which is awesome for the Eagles, and it's awesome for their new expansion team, and it's awesome for the fan base. To see this kind of exciting victory going on, this is great for them. You thought with it was a struggle. It was a struggle from beginning to end, and this is what builds character in your team. This is what brings them together. Is when you get wins like this and you get victories like this, it builds character. It keeps the momentum on your side, and it gels your team together. So hopefully the Eagles can continue this momentum. This was a huge win for them, especially with the struggles that they had over the course of the game.
Yeah, go back to Danielle's keys of the game with Coach. One of his was start fast, which they definitely didn't do. But another one was finish faster, and there's no doubt that really in both halves they had tremendous finishes in both halves.
Yeah, and that's what the great thing about it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And in this situation, it was great how they finished.
And I believe Danielle, yes she is, Danielle is standing by with the defensive hero of the game, number 5, Chris Perry.
Hey guys, I'm here with Chris Perry. Chris, you have less than 25 seconds left of the game. Quarterback throws the ball is up. What is going in your mind?
I got to make a play. Because I know we in trouble as far as playoff goes, and just knew it was one of those chances where I had to take advantage of it, and I did.
Sitting silent with you, I was hearing a lot of frustration throughout the whole team. Yes, you guys got the W, but how can you guys come back as a team to get it all cleaned up with minus the penalties and all that coming back into next week's game?
Just polishing the mistakes up in practice. That's it. I mean, executing it. But other than that, I mean, the penalties and all that stuff is on us. We do that, but I mean, we'll polish it up in practice. Just a couple mistakes, that's all.
Well, congratulations to you. Go enjoy your win. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right, and we bring it back up into the broadcast booth, and he mentioned it a little bit right there about we talked all game about they seem to continuously, the Eagles do, shoot themselves in the foot in key spots. But in the keyest of key spots, both this week and last week, they seemed to make the plays when they needed to at the end and came off 2 victories.
Yeah, and that's great for them because you know what? It shows the heart of their team. It shows the character of their team, and they stuck with it. They kept on grinding it out, and at the end they came away with the victory. And that's what you kind of do what you have to do to end up, getting momentum in your way or in momentum going in your favor because, you are a brand new team, so you're going to have these kind of struggles, and it all shows how you come out of those struggles and what makes you a champion and builds the character inside you. And right now, this is a great win for them. And, I mean, they need to build on this momentum before they get on the road. And once, next week, it's not an easy game next week. And so they're going to have to tune up for this game as well.
Alrighty, we were going to take a quick break, and we will come back for your Chicago Eagles postgame show. The Eagles 49-48 victorious here on the Illinois Media School Sports Network.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Tom Waddle, ESPN 1000.
Don't waste another minute in a career you don't love. You can be the next great announcer, DJ, producer, or TV reporter. You'll learn key skills from industry pros while working with professional equipment on air and behind the scenes. Still need to keep the 9-to-5 job? Their flexible class schedules can work around any schedule. Short on cash? They have very affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. You'll have access to amazing internships and job placement assistance when you graduate at top radio and TV stations like ESPN. Learn more at beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
When your business is getting off the ground or beginning to flourish, go to the JZ Law Offices. John Zappala guarantees aggressive, effective representation with a true desire to help you. From the formation of limited liability entities to employment agreements and general contracts, John Zappala is here to gear your company for success. JZ Law Office's virtual office services allows you to work with them from the convenience of your desk. If aggressive, effective representation sounds good to you, then call the JZ Law Offices at 312-854-8065 or visit their website at jzlawoffices.com.
All right, back in the Illinois Media School Sports Network here for your Chicago Eagles post-game show. Once again, the Eagles came out a 49-48 victor over the Omaha Beef. And like I said, welcome into your post-game show. Going to have some highlights for you coming up here just momentarily. Myself, Nick Burzik, here with Ben Fonseca and Aaron Ruiz here. And gentlemen, just talk a little bit overall your thoughts on the game. What your overall, like I said, overall thoughts were both offensively and defensively. Obviously, the big story coming out is the Eagles getting their second franchise victory.
Defense struggled, and they got to improve on some of the things that they were doing out there.
As we roll through the highlights here.
I mean, this rushing, they have to be able to stop rushing, and it's something that they've been struggling with. But it's not, like I said, they stepped up when they had to step up. And that was the key right there. And right there, you see an easy run. That's too easy. You gotta do some kind of stop. You gotta do some kind of stop there.
Yeah, as you can see, the first 2 scores of the game went to the Omaha Beef, both on the ground.
Yeah, and that's what they have to start shoring up. The Eagles have to start getting that start stopping that, basically. Stop, letting the run game take charge for the offense and, start putting up a defensive stand when it comes to this run game.
Absolutely. But after the slow start for the Eagles, you can see here just the tremendous touchdown catch by number 8, Stacey Howard. Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, and that right there is a highlight reel right there.
Like you said, that easily could be a SportsCenter top 10 player. Yeah. We're not just saying that because we're doing that's as tremendous of a catch as you'll see across any walk of football.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't see too many guys in the old Arena Football League or now that can do that catch right there.
But the Omaha Beef were able to answer right back with a Joshua Floyd touchdown pass to the man who never stops talking, Kane Farquharson, to extend the lead to 21-7.
Yeah, and he was really amped up tonight. Got to see what he's on. But, yeah, and he got that that touchdown, and then the Eagles come back and answer with Ionati running it right up the gut.
Yeah, just a tremendous play, just showing his athleticism here. Really, we talked about during the game, the Red Seas kind of part. He was able to give a little bit of fake to the right and one straight up to the middle. And then this was right before the half. Really, the big swing with the stop and score, as you can see, the touchdown pass to who else but Jordan
Boykin. And that's
Boykin.
a great catch right there. Jordan Boykin comes up with the catch right there. Maybe it looked like a little fan interference at the end there, but yeah, he comes up with the catch there at the end and holds on and makes sure that he holds on to the ball right there.
Just a tremendous game once again from Jordan Boykin.
Yeah.
Obviously, the story last week with the game-winning touchdown catch, but I thought he played an equally as impressive game
And
today.
this adds to Ionati's confidence level to throw to his receivers and be there.
But
to be able to throw it to his receivers.
The Beef able to answer right back on the ground once again. It was a Joshua Floyd Jr. touchdown run.
Yeah, and a little bit more dancing there. And it's just basically a fake pitch, and then he runs it right up the gut. So, and right there, he was very humble with it, but fortunately his other players were not.
And we just talked about, again, the slow starts to the half really kind of were the story for the Eagles. And this was, as you can see, they're trying to get a goal line stand right here. But I believe it is eventually the Beef able to punch it in.
Yeah, and they eventually punched it in. And you know what? Their defense held strong right there at the front. But
yeah, this was the first play of the fourth quarter right in front of us. They were able to punch it in.
Yeah, and what makes it kind of frustrating is that the fact that they're getting down there and that the penalties are coming to get them down there. Yeah, it's not like the team's getting down there on their own. The penalties are
there
where
were two separate penalties on that goal line stand before the 1-yard touchdown. But you'll see here the bomber from Ionati to us, but Jordan Boykin along the left sideline, able to push his way inside the Omaha 10-yard line.
And yeah, right here, and this is what we expected them to do coming out in the second half, basically, to come out that way. And like we were saying, they're having sluggish starts to their first and third quarters, and they need to eliminate that.
And then you can see here, Calvin Phillips, a bit of a quiet game today, but he did end it with 2 touchdowns. This one, the first one in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and he has a quiet game, but he still got his touchdowns in. Right here is where we thought the momentum was going to go back to the Beef, but great way for the Eagles to stay there and be composed and end up answering back that touchdown.
Yeah, really nice catch and run by Farkas, and kind of was a momentum killer there for the Beef, or for the Eagles, I should say.
Yeah, because right there we were thinking that this is it, but you know what, they hung in there and they ended up answering this touchdown.
It's a long, almost length of the field touchdown.
Yeah,
but the Eagles were able to, anytime they got punched, they punched right back, and they were able to respond right here with an Ionati to, I believe that was, Sir Howard, touchdown pass.
And Stacey Howard had a big game tonight. He had, 3 touchdown passes there?
Game-winning touchdown catch as well.
And the game-winning touchdown. And he's the one that caught that acrobatic catch in the end zone back here at the first half.
Yeah, really impressed with the group of skill position players that the Eagles have.
And right here, I mean, they keep on scoring, and it's hard for them to stop them. So right there, and he does his little dance, and that's what was going on. It was back and forth. It was like a heavyweight match where you got punched. One team punched the other team punched the other team, and they just kept on going at it, which is great for this sport.
As you can see here, the Eagles down 48-35 with just over a minute left, but refusing to die, as it was Phillips once again barreling his way into the end zone to bring him within a touchdown.
And as you see, the hole is bottled up right here, so he makes a great play by cutting it back and getting back to the end zone. Great move by Calvin Phillips there.
As I believe you'll see it one more time here. Oh, no, this is the game-winning touchdown.
Game-winning touchdown.
Yes, Howard,
after the defense got a stop right here, and then you got Stacey Howard in the back
just
of the end zone.
Just a tremendous route we talk about on the broadcast. It's a great break at the top of his route to give him a little fake to the outside and then go right to the back of the end zone.
Exactly. So he fakes it in, goes to the back of the end zone, wide open, easy money.
Just couldn't really run a better route, to be honest with you.
No,
Stacey Howard right there,
and
then a good ball by Ionati, be able to get it over the linebackers, outstretched hand, put it up a little high for him.
And he's been doing that for the past 3 or 4 weeks now.
And then this is the final play of the game, the Chris Perry interception, I believe.
And look at all the pressure coming. All that pressure, and he had nothing else to do but throw the ball up for grabs.
I'm still not quite sure why Chris Perry wasn't given a touchdown on that play, but all in all, the most important thing was a final victory for the Chicago Eagles. So, gentlemen, as we bring it back in here, let's get your final thoughts on this game from the Eagles. Able to pick up their second franchise victory, their second win in a row, as they look forward. Got one more home game next week before heading on that long road swing.
Well, right here, you want to just establish or keep on building momentum off this win. Definitely a hard-fought win for the Eagles, and it was a struggle, but they ended up, getting through it. And this is what builds character, and it's going to build momentum, and it builds confidence and it gels your team together. So hopefully in the upcoming weeks, next week they're going to have they have the Sioux City Bandits here, and hopefully they can show again how they won last week or this week.
Absolutely. And I think as a team, if you're the Eagles right now, you really have to be pleased with your kind of resilient nature that you have at this point. Last week, you were down with under a minute to play. You come back, you win the game. This, as we mentioned in the broadcast, you didn't have a lead in this game until about 20 seconds to play, and you still come back and win the game. So really, at this point, if you're the Eagles, you're never out of the game.
Exactly, and that's positive for them, and that's something that they can build upon.
All righty, gentlemen, for my color men, Ben Fonseca and Aaron Ruiz, I am Nick Berzik. Just really want to say thank you for everyone for joining us this evening. Once again, it was the Eagles 49, the Beef 48. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. And this was Nick Berzik signing off on the Illinois Media School Sports Network.